My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. Jakey boy and I are going to break down the entire UFC London fight card. We're going to give you our picks, our predictions, our bets, and our DraftKings plays. But before I jump in, I just need a quick disclaimer. It's spring break. I've got young children. We're enjoying spring break. We have gone to Kalahari for a few days. That's just like a fancy little indoor water park. We came back today to film this, immediately went to dinner, had a couple of margs. Now we're here, and you know what? I'm just going to tie one on. I don't make it a habit of enjoying myself on these streams because this is work. I treat it like work. But it's spring break, so today is a break. Before we jump in, let's celebrate my narc of a co-host here in Jakey Boy. He has hit 5 underdog.
I never knock on nobody. I never knock on nobody.
Didn't take long. What the hell is that from?
Dude.
I am not gonna be super with it today. I'll tell you that much. And as this stream goes on, it's gonna get worse.
This should waken and heighten. Wait, you're drinking throughout the stream as well?
I just tied one on, dude. It's spring break. And what better way to remind these Brits that we won than to just have a few drinks while talking about their fighters?
Oh, my God. Do I have any? Hold on a second.
Is he drinking too? What's an English drink? He's going to go make one of those dumbass potatoes with cheese, beans, and tuna? Anyway, while he's out there, we should celebrate him because it wasn't just 2 months ago. You guys hated his guts. Fade of the week, loss of the week, and now here he is, 6 of the last 7 underdogs in a row. 5 in a row. You know how hard it is to pick an underdog every single card, put your stamp on it? He just picked a plus 215 in Samantha Hughes last week. But that wasn't the only Samantha that did well for us. Samantha, as in Bet Sam, also did quite well. Last week, Bet Sam did unbelievable. Bet Sam had a phenomenal UFC Vegas.
Fuck Sam. Go back.
I
Lock
agree.
of the week.
I agree. Fuck that loser.
Lock of the week. Like the stream for Lock of the week. We're feeling good about it. 5 in a row, 6 of 7. If you guys haven't already, if you're watching this right now, even if you're watching it live, because you can skip this stuff anyway, but if you're watching this as a VOD, just pause the VOD. Go watch the Lock of the Week video. I appreciate the support.
VOD is such a stupid thing to say.
It literally is called a VOD.
No, it's just a video. It's just no one says VOD, dude. That's so
a
dumb.
VOD is the video after a stream. That's what
I
a VOD
understand
is.
what video on demand. I understand the acronym. It's so dumb to say that. Don't do that.
Well, even if you're watching this as a VOD, go watch. My Lock of the Week video is already up, and it's doing extremely well. I asked for 1,000 likes. It's already got like 700 likes on it, almost like 10,000 views already. We're running hot. Obviously, eventually, it's going to lose, but if you guys didn't know, we've had 10 in a row before, so we're halfway there.
Oh, living on a prayer. Take my hand and I'll
we'll make it, I swear. Oh. Who sings that?
Oh, that's Bon Jovi. I know my Northeasterners. That's Jersey's own Jovi, baby. Jovi. Real quick, this guy says Angelo's a boomer. People say VOD. First of all, yeah, I'm older than most, but video on demand, that's something that existed in my time. I would assume now you just assume, my children don't know that commercials are a thing. I would assume every video is just a video on demand, so it doesn't have its own name. That's what's crazy to me. Anyway, Jacob's been killing it. Give him his flowers. Also, Bet Sam's been killing it. I hate to give him credit because Bet Sam's like a copycat. First of all, his name's probably not even Sam.
I'm getting comments all over the place for my Lock of the Week video of people being like, yo, Sam just bites the shit out of all your stuff.
And honestly, Sam's probably not even his name. He probably saw some good-looking dude named Sam. Was like, I'm Sam now. Just like he saw your videos and was like, that's what I'm going to do now.
But I do have to give him credit, though, too. He did, he reached out, and me and him, have you talked about the new thing that we've got? Me and him?
I have not. Go ahead. Tell the people. Because they've been asking for some shit like this for a while, and I refuse to do it.
And this is, this was Sam's idea, but I've been doing my my prop hunter, been doing pretty well. We didn't do it last week, and honestly, thank God we didn't. That was a part of the card was kind of shit, but also there wasn't a lot of reads to make, in my opinion, on that card. So I don't think it was going to do well anyway. We should be back this week, but
hold on real quick. As counterproductive as it is to just not do a video in the YouTube world, the problem is the space that we're in, you do a video without a free bet that hits and people will skewer you. So you're probably better off sitting that one out.
Right. Yeah, it was probably not going to go well, but Sam reached out and was like, hey, do you want to do like a parlay? Me and you put some long shot parlays or some long shot props or something together and do a parlay with it. And I was like, yeah, that's fine with me. And he's like, what do you think we should name it? And I was like, what about the gay parlay? And he wasn't really receptive to that. I thought that was a pretty good name. But he called it the Long Shot Legends. But that's what we're doing. So we have that for premium members now. The odds are plus 18,000 for the Long Shot Legends. He put a prop, I put a prop. So if it hits, we're definitely going to be fucking legends. So.
And how much do we put on this? How are we tracking this?
I'm not 5 units on it.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm not going to sit here on a Saturday night accountable for whatever bullshit you two did.
It's part of premium, so.
We'll figure that out.
It's
also, Sam is with us here in the chat. He's logged in under a different username, but he is here. And his profile picture is that woman boxer that people don't think is a woman.
Oh, anyway, yeah, Sam dresses up as, and he is I guess he already has the accent, doesn't he?
Oi, listen. Sammy Baby has been doing quite well, and I've needed him to drag me over the finish line more than one time. So if you appreciate the insane bets that he's been putting on the board and the success that he has been having, give him some credit by using his code. You sign up for premium, use his code. He'll get half the money. That's how it works. He gets 50% of the money. We eat the processing fees, the tax, all that bullshit. So use his code, get him paid. Also, we got to shout out our other New Zealand friend. This is a picture that he sent me. I didn't sneak into his house and force him to take this ridiculous picture. He sent this to me. I said, hey, Artem,
honestly,
why don't you send him?
He's got good, he's much more proportional than you. He's just got a good Kiwi build.
What do you mean he's more? How am I disproportional? Look at.
Scoot the chair back and put on a white T-shirt and let's see how disproportional you actually are. Stand up.
I will.
Back up, all the way up. Yeah, don't do weird stuff, but, I mean, okay. I think that just answers the question.
I'm in the vlog doing all the things, full body. Anyway, Artem hit a perfect, what the hell was this? Cage Warriors 195 or some shit? 185, something like that? He did a perfect one. So premium membership is mostly UFC based, right? But Artem does the deep dives. Artem does the work. Artem digs in to the non-UFC fight cards. He did a full breakdown for that Cage Warriors card. He went 8 for 8. 8 for 8. So credit to him. He's definitely feeling insecure. Artem's a bit of a, I don't want to say mental MIDGET, but he definitely gets his feelings hurt quite a bit. So he can feel the love that Bet Sam's getting. So it made him step up. And he said, you know what? I'm going to pick a perfect card. And he did. So congratulations for him.
I had to put together my own safety parlay for you to step up.
Jacob did put together his own safety parlay this week. I am in my feelings, and it will force me to do better. So we'll see what happens.
I actually went and got it, and I came back because I just remembered. Because you mentioned this card is UFC London. It is a London card. We've got good and bad history with the UK, with the Brits. We've been partners. We've been on opposite sides, but the reason we're here is because we gained our independence, right? We are sick of the nonsense.
We turned the harbor into a giant vat of tea.
Thank you very much for that prelude and that transition, Angelo, because I'm here right here today, and I just want to make a statement in front of God and everybody. UFC London, right? Sometimes we do have to go back to USA versus Great Britain or whatever, England, Great Britain. I don't even know who make up your mind, right? So I just want to make a statement
Why are there two flags for the same country?
Yeah, I want to make a statement here right now that we have not forgotten. We will never forget. I have in my hand here some of the finest sweet tea you will ever find in the land. Cane's sweet tea, absolutely incredible. But you know what? On a day like today, no thanks. We're throwing it in the trash. We don't have a harbor. We're dumping it in the fucking trash. You fucking Brits. Fuck the Brits. Not in general, but especially you fucking the jet that keeps saying I'm going to lose my lock. Lose Superman, Braun, 1, 2, 3. I can smell the Brit stank coming off of you, the fucking beans and fucking fish.
Tuna. They put tuna on potatoes.
Fucking get out of here.
So
you can take that fucking tea in that trash can and shove it straight up your candy ass.
We should have worn one right in blue. Although, that's their colors also, but people would have known. Anyway, if you guys do want to become a premium member, it is available for everybody in every part of the world, including British people. You will unlock all sorts of tools and insight and picks and everything you could literally ever imagine.
And I'll be honest.
Okay.
Monty Python is like, I grew up on Monty Python. I love Monty Python.
Brit's got great humor. Brit's got great humor.
Obviously, Monty Python, Holy Grail
Office.
is like that. I've seen that probably more than I've ever seen anyway. But Faulty Towers, I watch Faulty Towers all the time. Even like the old Bean skits and stuff like that. My grandpa watched all that stuff. So I love the British humor and, but for this week,
Oh, the Brits have dude, I think Ricky Gervais is one of the funniest comedians of all time. Even if you remove him from The Office, all those other shows he's had, unbelievable. Him and who's that ridiculously tall dude that he did The Office with? He did Hello Ladies on HBO. He did Hello Ladies on HBO. That dude, what the hell is his name?
What
I forget his
about
name. He's unbelievably
Taxi Cab Confessions on HBO? Remember that?
Do I remember that? I remember being in middle school, waiting for that to come on.
That was
Mom,
good.
go to bed. God, Mom, go to bed.
It was always like the cut in between the being in the cab, the cut scenes when people were like 2 seconds of people talking about their sex. They'd ask them like sex questions about their sex life or whatever, and you're always like, "What's that? Oh my god, a Cleveland steamer! Whoa!"
Oh, I know all the moves.
I've explained. List all of them. List everything you can. Every move.
I'll list the most ridiculous ones. One that I've said here a few times before is 2 dogs in a bathtub, and what that is if you are inside in a noose. Oh, he's gone. Okay, well then I'm not going to explain it. What I will explain is why premium is the best offering on planet Earth. If you go to WeWantPicks.com and you click become a member at the top, you'll unlock everything you could ever want or need for freaking $10. One of which is the brand new DraftKings optimizer. This will build DraftKings fantasy lineups for you. We added an industry first easy mode. You click that button. It'll ask you some questions. Who are your favorite fighters on this card? Who are your least favorite? Who do you want to leave out entirely? Hey, who are your favorite underdogs? You just answer those questions. It'll spit out all the results for you. We also released a fight simulator. Fight simulator takes every single fight on the card and it simulates those fights 100,000 times and it spits out those outputs. You can use it for whatever you want, including DraftKings Fantasy. We have a tool called the Data Analyzer. The Data Analyzer gives you everything you need to do your own research. Love you want to come in here and copy paste some bets? That's great. You can do that. Picks? That's great. You can do that. You want to do some of your own research? That is also great because we have the best research tool on the planet. It's going to give you every single fighter on the card. It'll compare them to their opponent. Then you can deep dive the stats. You can add filters, stack those filters, click one button, boom, their previous fights pop up in front of you. You can watch those fights. And if you unlock premium membership, all the picks, bets, tools, and everything else for 4 events, because it's $10 a month. That month includes
that screen right there.
Yes, this one.
Give me your top 3 best looking guys. Go.
There's a lot of ugly people in this. Well, it's got to be in this picture. Brandon Moreno looks good, but I know in real life he doesn't look as good as this. This is just a great picture.
Whoa.
He's not because okay.
I got my 3. I think.
Okay, Leon Edwards, great looking dude. Sean Brady, good looking dude.
Is his eye falling off his face?
I think he's leaning. You know what it is? I think the eye's right. The nose is facing the wrong direction.
By the way, I mean everyone already knows already, but I've been a big
huge.
When we get to the breakdown, I've been one of the biggest Sean Brady fans that there is. So once we get there, take
Lerone Murphy's probably the best looking dude on here.
I was gonna say
it's got to be
Brandon is 1,
Murphy.
Lerone is 2. It's very, very close, and I'd probably give Leon 3.
If Diego Lopez had a decent haircut, maybe.
I don't know. I think if Sean Brady didn't have a fucked up nose, he'd be a good looking dude.
Pre-UFC.
And there's something about Josh Emmett. I'm telling you, there's something about that.
No, there's not. There's not. Like, dude, I have daughters, and like they're pretty. Thank God. At least for now. And if they come home and the dude looks like Josh, it's like, Avery, you and I have to have a conversation. You are better than this. I promise you, in every way, shape, or form, you are better than this, kid. Better than this. And that, is what it is. That's how God made them. You'll get 4 events. It's $10. It's $10. I can't express.
What about the special that you were running?
Oh, we are running a special. If you become a premium member today.
Listen up close, guys.
It is if you become a premium member today for $10, so you pay $10 today for UFC London, we'll give you the next 3 events 100% free. So if you become a premium member today for $10,
we've never ran a special before. And you know what? I'm going to add one to it, Angelo. Okay? Not only can you sign up for London for $10 and then get the next 3 weeks for absolutely free, if you want to kind of stretch it a little bit more, if you sign up today for $10, I will give you this week and next week for $5 each, and then you get the next 2 weeks free.
Was that the same deal?
There's there's 7 days. There's 7 days in a week. Let's see. 7 days in a week, and you got 4 weeks. So 7, 7, 7. You're looking at the first 2 weeks. No, the first week. Hold on. First week is 5. That's 7 days. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And you're looking at $5 for this first week. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 5 divided by 7. I think it's 3.
It's almost free. Yeah, it's almost free.
I think that's 3. You do that twice. 5 divided by 3. 3 plus 3 is 6. Plus the 2 is 2.
Jacob, we do have a question. PK Delta said, if I sign up, can I also get the optimizer included for that $10? We could probably throw that in, right? I think we could throw it in.
We will.
For this special, we'll throw the optimizer in. We'll throw the optimizer in.
And we'll throw in a special of, in a few months, we'll get Angelo to ragdoll Kevin Holland, because you said Kevin Holland was talking shit or something?
Didn't he DM you talking shit? He was DMing. So Kevin Holland, all right, become a premium member, blah, blah, blah. Hold on. Let me find a slide where I can pause. Everything we do is in the app. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. We have some new content. Jakey Boy, if he's in the mood, does a full card breakdown in 15 minutes, does a prop hunter video. Him and Steve Irwin teamed up for this. And Josh Thompson and I get together. We film videos just talking about different topics. The latest one is, what's a casual, right? That's an insult getting thrown around. We talk about what a casual even is. And then I'm going to film a vlog for UFC 314, 15. We film a vlog for every pay-per-view. If you want to send something for the vlog, I've got 2 letters right here that I will open for the vlog. One of them is from Haywood Jablomi. That's what it's from. I haven't opened it yet. If you want to send something for the vlog, it's P.O. Box 406, Prosper, Texas, 75078. Now, story time. I was at the water park the last 3 days with the kids, okay? I'm having a few drinks. It's spring break. Relax. Enjoy yourself. Don't be a fucking weirdo. On the way home, in the car, my wife's driving. I'm a passenger princess. That is what it is. And I'm in the car, and I'm getting tagged in Discord from WTNB. What's the next bet? One of our Discord members, a valued member of the Discord, not like some weird loser hater, like an actual member. And he tagged me in a screenshot, and it was a DM from Kevin Holland that said, your boy Jacob's a bitch. That's all it said. And then you sent me a message. I didn't even send that to Jacob. 2 minutes later, Jacob sends me a message and said, why did I just get a DM from Kevin Holland? So then I immediately ran to my video, my quick picks, and I'm like, did I fucking tell him that Jacob thinks he sucks? And so then I was like listening. I listened to my whole break. I'm like, I didn't mention Jacob once. So I don't even know what he DM'd you. I know he called you a bitch to WTNB, but what did he say to you?
He just asked me what the fuck my problem was, and but then I think we figured it out because I messaged him a couple of times. He thought that I was you because he called me something like, I bet you can't get out of that chair or something like that. And I was like, there's no way he's talking about me.
Oh, because I trashed his takedown defense. Bet.
Yeah, so I think that he was literally talking about you, and you said that you would test that takedown defense.
Oh, dude, listen. Well, first of all, I picked Kevin, and I bet on him, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. I think Kevin's a phenomenal fighter. His issue is whether he shows up or not in his takedown defense. Second of all, there's not a doubt in my mind. I met his coach. I was at the park with my daughters, and I saw some dude with knotted up ears, and he was talking, and I was like, we started chatting it up. He's Kevin Holland's coach. Couldn't be a nicer dude. Could not be a nicer guy. I am 100% sure if it was a fist fight, Kevin would light me up. Maybe not if I can get the takedown, but probably. If it's a wrestling match, I'll take that dude down instant. What's he gonna? He's not gonna defend my takedowns. Not gonna happen. And we'll test it out after this fight. Best case scenario, Kevin Holland wins this fight. Then we go down to Travis Luter MMA, and I'll wrestle his ass. What are we laughing at? Was this whole thing made up? What are we laughing at?
Yeah, it was all made up. Yeah,
it was all made up? Damn, dude.
Didn't fucking message anybody, dude.
Those screenshots were perfect, and then you messaged me when he sent those?
Because he sent it. He was like, check Discord, and I was like, I don't have Discord on my phone. I'm not on it anymore.
Damn.
And then he was like, so he sent me the screenshot of what he said or whatever. So I was like, oh, this will be funny. This will be funny to fuck with Angelo. So then I immediately texted you, why did Kevin Holland just send me a message? And you're like, dude, he said this other guy.
Dude, I was explaining it to Tiffany. I'm in the car explaining to it Tiffany. That's so funny because I started with, I'm not buying what you're selling. This is fake. The only time I bought it is because you.
The funniest part was you never even I think you asked me once, like, what do you say? But you just took my word for it. You didn't ask me for the screenshot of it. Even right now, you're like, show the screenshot of what he said.
If you don't trust your best friend, what are you doing in this life? What do you got? If you can't trust your best friend, what do you got? It's funny because Tiffany's like, what did he say? You should get him on the show. And I was like, listen, if Jake.
You immediately were like, oh, yeah, I'll go down there and wrestle him and stuff. It's like, oh, geez.
I'm always down to do that. It's a win-win for me.
I'm messing him right now. What's the next bet? No, not fucking Kevin Holland. But
I was like, wait a minute.
Because I told him, I was like, I'll make sure that he's going to mention that on the stream. I'll make sure of it. Yeah, we set you up good.
All right. We got a couple of super chats, and I promise we'll break. Ooh, goddamn, 20-minute intro. People are going to hate this. $1.99 from Mookie. Jamie Boy, you animal. What's that from? I don't know. We appreciate you. Thank you for the $1.99. It's video on demand, Angelo, doubling down on Jakey Boy. I guess it's VOD. That seems crazy to me, dude.
That's what everyone says.
Trailblaze 407 says, Bet Sam makes safe bets. They do hit, but he does not make safe bets. Bet Sam puts like 2 units on plus 300s. Wild take. Bet Sam does not make safe bets. MMA Bro said, these guys are drunk. Don't trust their predictions. Good thing for you. The picks and the breakdowns were done a week ago. $10 from Humble Reaper. Yuck. Hate these dudes. Angie's shirt is definitely sweat soaked, but Premium won me money again, and this card is full of great plays. They're good at what they do, so get Premium. I never know how to react to this shit.
Did you shower since you've been there, or you got home and just fired it up?
I showered. No, I got home and showered. Went to the restaurant.
How much soap do you think you go through?
Soap? I over soap and I over wipe. I err on the side of too clean.
You wipe till there's blood?
That's how you know you're done.
The worst is when you're wiping and you start to get the blood, but then it's also, you're not done. And you got to just bite down and
go
through it.
You got to take a shower.
Well,
and Daily Troll said I would take Angelo down. No, you wouldn't. Not possible. Good luck with that shit. Let's go ahead and break. No, he didn't. Let's go ahead and break down this card. Also, there's chapters. First person who comments these two BS too much, full ban.
You can throw this fucking dick down your throat.
Opening up the UFC London fight card, we have Guram Kutateladze taking on Kaue Fernandes. Guram Kutateladze, 13-4 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision win over a short notice Jordan Vucenic, who we will break down later today, taking on Kaue Fernandes, 9-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. Coming off his first UFC win. We all know who Guram is at this point. Phenomenal striker, incredible. Shut up. Phenomenal striker, incredible kicks, good pressure. He does have submissions that he can threaten with if he gets taken down. He's also insanely active on the ground. So if you take him down, you're not just going to be able to settle in. He's going to be moving. He's going to be throwing things up, trying to make stuff happen. On the feet, has legit power, good speed, professional kickboxing experience. It wasn't just a few years ago that we would sit here and say Guram's the next thing. Guram, Demir, those guys are the future of this division. Didn't really play out that way. Did it. He's coming off that short notice win over Jordan Vucenic, where he was dropped early, but then he took over the last couple of rounds. Taking on Kaue. Kaue's that bald, weird kid on PBS.
Kaue.
Kaue Fernandes, loose and powerful striker. He will bounce on his toes. He'll stay on the outside. He'll chill in the pocket after he lunges in with that speed and the power. Like a lot of people at his gym, he fights at Novan Yao. That used to be a phenomenal, huge gym with a bunch of big names. Had a little bit of a fall off, but Kaue is there bringing it back to life. He does get flashy with his striking. He can be comfortable. He can be focused as well. He can be technical. So he really mixes it all up. There'll be chaos. There'll be point striking at distance. He'll come in the pocket. He'll fire away. He'll stay on the outside and work 1-2s. He's coming off that finish win over Muhammad Yahya, where he got the leg kicks going early. And I mentioned at one point in time, Guram was the next big thing. Tomar. That whole group of fighters that came out around the same time that were incredible strikers and wrestlers, we're like, this is the future. It's not Dustin Poirier. It's not Justin Gaethje. It's not that group. It's this group.
I led that charge. I literally said that Guram and Damir Ismagulov were going to fight 4 or 5 times, switching the belt back and forth. I thought they were so good.
And now here we are, and they both kind of stink. Things did not flesh out that way. I think Kaue can win here. Guram's chin is not what it used to be. We watched him get dropped bad in his last fight. He recovered, but he did get dropped in that fight. 2 fights ago, he was flatlined. Guram is not what he used to be. If he turns into a Nurmagomedov in this fight, that would not surprise me. But I am going to pick Kaue. And I did place a bet on him. I did a win inside the distance decision, no action at plus 250. So if Guram wins a decision, which is possible if he shows up with the wrestling game plan, then we're good. We're good to go. But if Kaue can get it done, if he can get to that chin, if he can stay busy, stay on top, then I'll get paid at plus 250. So I went Fernandes here. He's going to be the pick, and I did a little bit of a bet on him there. What do you think, Jakey Boomba Lutz?
Yeah, if Guram looks minus 400, minus 450 in this fight, I think I would be very surprised because Kaue is a guy who is a former lock of the week, so I'm a little bit biased, but usually even when they lose and stuff, I know those fighters pretty well. He's got power in his kicks, in his hands. As Angel mentioned, he will be patient, staying on the outside, which I think is something that Guram is going to struggle with because at some point we got to realize that sometimes fighters are who they are, and they're not who you think they are. And I think these odds are based on who people think Guram is supposed to be. Oh, he's best friends with Chimaev, and he's this ripped guy, and this unbelievable kickboxer, a Muay Thai striker, but he can also wrestle and stuff. And he did show off the wrestling. But the reason he had to show off that wrestling last fight was because he was really struggling on the feet. And that wasn't against a guy that's really known for like phenomenal striking, right? We'll break him down later, but he really is known kind of as a grappler. And he came in short notice, and Guram was able to kind of outwork him on the ground with the full camp. That's how he was able to win that fight. But in this one, if he is going to the wrestling and grappling, Kaue, yeah, he can be taken down in that kind of weird fight versus, what was it, DeCasey or whatever. He was getting taken down and held down, but even off his back, he is pretty active off his back. And I think with a full camp, if Guram thinks he's just going to take this guy and hold him, I think he's going to be in a little bit of trouble. And on the feet, we've seen that Guram might not be as good a striker as we think he is. Maybe, yeah, I mean, he looks fast offensively, and he does a lot of movement, and he's got a nice high guard, but this dude gets hit a lot. And he shows damage bad when he starts getting hit. So even if it's a close decision fight, his nose is going to be bleeding. But the way that, what's his name?
Kaue?
Vucenic? Jordan, right?
Yeah.
The way that he was just throwing those strikes straight down the fucking pipe and landing on Guram, and now we see the cracks in the chin of Guram. Kaue can throw those same strikes. I mean, just a nice right hand right down the pipe. And like Angelo mentioned, he's got those nasty, heavy calf kicks as well. So if Guram is just can't really close the distance and he's in that kicking range, he's going to be in trouble as well. So I'm picking Kaue. I actually bet Kaue as well because I believe he's going to win this fight, but especially that plus 350 money, I think that's a little bit crazy because he's a durable guy. He's a powerful guy, and Guram just might not be who we think he is.
And he's at a good gym. And yeah, like Guram might turn into a wrestler. And if Guram's turning into a wrestler, things are not going your way, then he's not the person that they capped here, right? They capped a minus 450 because he's supposed to be this phenomenal kickboxer. This should be a very fun fight. It's an interesting fight. I love that this is the opening fight of the card. This is a great fight to open up the card to set the tone because this should be fun.
Yeah, and I think Guram, I mean, every time he weighs into, he looks like he's about to fucking die.
He looks like he's going to die in this picture, and this is post-weigh-ins.
No, this is pre-weigh-ins.
They filmed these after the weigh-ins. Like 2 days later.
Oh,
yeah, my bad. I'm an idiot. No, I'm my bad.
They take these pictures like
I meant to say,
fight week.
they're not weight cutting just yet.
Yeah, he's filled out. Yeah.
Yeah, my bad, guys. My bad. $9,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. I don't think that's worth the money. No way. He would have to finish Kaue to get that money. To be worth $9,400, he would have to get a finish here. Obviously, if he turns into Nurmagomedov and there's 10 takedowns and a bunch of, he could get there. But I don't think there's a finish. I think this is a pretty competitive fight. I'm not going to spend that $9,400. And if you're building multiple lineups, some exposure to Kaue probably makes some sense. If you do want to check out all the picks, all the bets, all the tools, everything that not only Jacob and I are doing, but Artem, BetSam, the artificial intelligence, every single thing that we offer is only $10 for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Couple of Super Chatterooskies, $5 from Crips Keeper. Jacob is the lock master. We Want Picks. Great investment.
Like this stream if you haven't already.
Thank you for the 5 spot. Couple of random chats. Duncan says Angelo Serps Riesling. First of all, I do love wine. I'm not going to pretend I don't. That's pretending you don't like wine is an insane thing to do. But I do like buttery Chardonnay, not Riesling. It's a little too sweet. This is tequila and club soda. I had margaritas at the what is it when it's tequila, club soda, and lime juice? Ranch waters. I had ranch waters at the Mexican spot, so I had to keep it with the same booze. Trap Lord said, Angelo, what's the most money you've placed on a bet? The most money, I'm conservative, Ange, but I did do $1,000 on Michael Chandler to beat Conor McGregor. That was obviously fully refunded, but that's the biggest bet I've ever placed. And this dude says, Caillou, this is the little bald weird kid on PBS. That's not who I'm talking about. My bad, guys. My bad.
A year or 2 years ago, I had 1,000 on Leon Edwards as my lock of the week. Versus
I thought that was 2,000.
I think I won 2,000.
Oh.
He was a dog.
Next up at UFC London, we have Caolan Loughran taking on Nathan Fletcher. Nathan Fletcher, 9-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding a 3-fight win streak, taking on Caolan Loughran. 9-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision loss to itty-bitty, teensy-weensy Jake Hadley. Before the UFC, Caolan Loughran was a pretty powerful guy. He had that big, long, wide stance. He had that huge base. He would send kicks. He would generate power. But then he came to the UFC, and he became like the staring contest king, a non-committal, low-volume guy. He has added wrestling to just sort of make up for the fact that he's not committing to any of his shots. He's got good takedown defense, nice takedowns offensively once he gets those going. He can be a busy striker. He does have decent footwork if he's moving forward. The problem is he's very unreliable at this level. Lots of stares and then lots of talking on Twitter after the fact. He is coming off the decision loss to when I can't express enough how small Jake Hadley is. And he did not get bullied by big-ass Caolan Loughran. He's taking on Nathan Fletcher. This guy is an Ultimate Fighter alumni. He broke his leg on the Ultimate Fighter, but he still persevered. He rose from the ashes like a phoenix, moved forward, and continued to fight that fight. He is in that same fight camp as Paddy the Batty, as Molly, who we'll break down a little bit. He's a striker. He can grapple as well. He's got good forward pressure. He doesn't quit. Pretty well-rounded, solid grappling, as I mentioned, solid striking. He's always looking for a finish. He's got a decent chin on him. He's coming off that submission win over Zygmantas Romaska, where he had huge takedowns, but he was a little sloppy. And obviously, it's very clear in the inflection of my voice and the things that I'm saying. I'm not a big Caolan Loughran fan. Don't love it. Can't stand him, honestly. He runs his mouth. Talk about, I'm the next Conor, blah, 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 blah. And then he comes out there and just stares at you.
He said that dumb shit?
But like when he first came to the UFC, I'm the next Conor. I'm the biggest thing out of Ireland since Conor. And then he got bullied by 100.
Wasn't that like the Bellator guy?
And he got
getting smoked too.
Yeah, he got smoked too. Then he got bullied by a 125-pounder. He's not fun to watch. He'll just kind of stand there, watch
Somebody said, Angelo, behind you.
There's nothing behind me. I can see on the camera. Nothing. It's just, he told you. You didn't make me look. I did that for you. Caolan, the problem is he actually can fight. He is good. Go watch the regional tape. The skills are there.
You say Jake Hadley is tiny, but he's actually taller and fights a weight class above Loughran. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, who the hell are you thinking about, dude? Yeah, that is not the case.
I think he has, but he's a flyweight for sure.
Yeah. Listen, I think Nathan Fletcher can win this fight. If it was Caolan fighting at his full potential, using all of his skills, then Caolan would be the pick. But we haven't seen him do that in the UFC. He's got one win in the UFC, and it wasn't great. We just haven't seen it yet. I've got to go Nathan Fletcher here. I've seen that.
Not flyweight. That's what confused
me. Yeah, my bad. Typo. My bad. I have seen Nathan Fletcher with a broken leg continue to move forward and fight a fist fight. I've seen Caolan Loughran with 2 legs, bones fully intact, not do a damn thing. I got to go Nathan Fletcher here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, this is honestly one of the first bets I placed because I think they both, at their core, at this point in their careers, especially Loughran, as you mentioned, want to kind of do the same thing. I mean, Loughran just kind of wants to march forward to try and get the takedowns and control for whatever reason, because in this fight, he really should just use his wrestling to defend the takedowns and try and box with Nathan Fletcher. But I don't think he's going to do that. I think it comes down to who is going to be the better grappler of the two. And like you mentioned, Nathan Fletcher should be the naturally bigger gentleman, in my opinion, the stronger guy. And he's shown that he's just absolutely resilient. Even if he is losing positions, it's not a guy that, I lost a position, let me fall back into guard and just play the guard game. No, he is still scrambling in all positions to reach under, deep halves, all this stuff, all these sweeps he's trying to hit. And I think that nonstop pressure and whatever is eventually going to find a submission. You've seen it happen to time and time again in the past. He said that he wants to get the finish in this fight, and I think he's just so nonstop that eventually Loughran makes a mistake and Nathan Fletcher finds a submission. So I'm all over Nathan Fletcher here. He is, I think he's friends with Oban Elliott as well, and it's kind of the same. Nathan Fletcher is one of those dudes that, like, if he for whatever reason was the underdog in this fight, which I can't believe the odds are as close as they are, I would have been all fucking over Nathan Fletcher as an underdog. I bet him as a favorite, minus 130, I think maybe minus 140. I'm comfortable with that, and I feel good about him.
Yeah. Listen, and this is a rematch. They fought as amateurs. I don't care at all. It doesn't matter to me one bit. Like, who gives a fuck? That was how long ago? It doesn't matter. They were amateurs. I think it was Nathan Fletcher's first amateur fight ever. Like, it literally doesn't matter whatsoever. What matters is what you've done recently, and I've seen Nathan Fletcher with a broken leg continue to move forward and fight with a broken leg. I got to go with that guy because I've seen Caolan Loughran not do shit in fights when he was perfectly healthy, and that's the problem. The gun shy, I don't know if he's just frozen by the moment, if there's too much pressure on him, too many expectations.
Going to be fired up. The crowd's going to be going crazy for him for sure.
100%.
Is he the first Brit to fight on the card, I think?
If the fight order stays the same, he is. Molly's on his team. She's fighting later. 100% they'll be ready to go. So I am going to be on the Nathan Fletcher side here, as is Jakey Boy. $8,400 in DraftKings Fantasy. If you think he can find a finish, if you think he gets his takedowns going, that's a pretty affordable price point against the guy that's just kind of can stand there and not work for your money. If you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, the artificial intelligence, the fight simulator, every single freaking thing for an entire month, WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. You sign up today. You have access all the way out through UFC 314.
Oh, my God.
What?
Someone said, nice job, Jacob. You got Joe from Family Guy on the show. Let's fucking go. I don't watch Family Guy, so I had to look it up. Oh, boy.
First of all, great looking dude on the show. Yeah, he's in a wheelchair, but great looking guy. The voice.
yeah. So kind of a big thing.
The voice for him is Patrick Warburton. He's a great looking guy too. That's Putty from Seinfeld. I'll take that all day. $10 super fat from
Super fat. Whoa!
A little bit of
Freudian slip there.
A little bit. Duncan, $10 super chat, says, thanks for reading the post. No shade with the wine comment. Oh, he said I sip Riesling. Seriously, though, when are myself and the rest of the Pores Android owners getting the app? Listen, we released an Android app at the same time as the iOS app.
Can't you get an iPhone for free, basically, these days? Go get a fucking iPhone and be
It is crazy. Not everybody has an iPhone. It's crazy. And I used to be like a diehard nerd, like Android.
I literally had Androids for like 8 years.
Yeah.
I had an iPhone 4, and then I didn't have another iPhone until an iPhone 10. Guess what? iPhones are better.
Dude, I haven't restarted mine in 6 months. No issues. You don't restart your Android every other day. You get random forced closure on random apps. So sorry.
The camera, bro. You got
take a picture of the moon.
We've had that camera for 4 years, bro.
What little girl's bedroom are you trying to take pictures from?
Galaxy had that camera 4 years ago, motherfucker. I was taking pictures of water particles. I could see the fucking bacteria, bro. You should see my pictures of the fucking moon. Have you seen my moon? And then, weren't they faking those?
Were they in the commercials? That's funny.
No, Samsung, I think there was something written in like the code of the camera to where when you zoomed in on the moon, it would show you it would look like it was like an
it brought
picture.
in moon pictures preloaded on the phone?
But literally, it wasn't actually the picture of the moon. It was something weird like that.
That's so funny. Well, Sam Pierce says the app is awesome. Get an iPhone. The Android app's coming. We released it, and it just wasn't doing what it was supposed to do, so we had to pull it. It'll come. D says, where was Prop Hunter last week, or am I dumb? Jacob didn't do it. Jacob didn't do it.
He must have got banned from the channel. I don't know.
Devin said they fought already. We talked about that. They did fight as amateurs. And $7 Canadian. I don't know what that's worth nowadays with the tariffs. Is this like $80 or 80 cents? Walter White says, just watch the fight between you guys. And Jacob definitely won.
See?
Also, thank you for your service, Jacob. Okay. Well, Jacob's mother has an account. If you guys didn't know, Jacob and I fought. It wasn't a full-blown death match. We did 5 rounds of kickboxing, a couple rounds of grappling.
Somebody called me a name on Twitter today. I think it actually might have been Marcus. And I said, you know what? I sacrificed my life pretending to be Iraqi to afford you the freedom to make fun of me. So you know what? You're welcome.
The jokes are a compliment. Yeah, they're a testament to your service as a fake Iraqi.
You guys can say you guys are typing right now because of my sacrifices. Again, I'm not calling myself a hero, but people in the chat are.
Others have, yeah, for sure. Next up at UFC London, we have a battle of the ladies. We got Shauna Mama B Bannon taking on Puja Tomar. Shauna Bannon 6-1 in her young career. 4-1 in her last 5. She's coming off her first ever UFC win, taking on Puja Tomar. 9-4 in her career. 5-0 in her last 5. She's coming off a win in her UFC debut. Shauna Bannon, she's a striker. She's got that traditional martial arts background. She likes to come forward. She likes the pressure. She does seem to force things, right? It doesn't seem to come naturally to her. She doesn't flow smoothly. She does rely on that pressure, on the forward progress to try to make something happen. She's incredibly tough. She's seemingly pretty strong, and she's coming off that decision loss to Alice Ardeline, where she landed more total strikes, but she was getting pushed around, taken down, and she did give up 6 minutes of control time. You made that weird noise. Why'd you make the noise?
Didn't make any noise, Angelo. Maybe
thought so.
Drink of water.
It's funny. I have club soda, which is water with bubbles, and then just a tiny bit of tequila in here. I can drink that.
What kind of tequila are you drinking?
This. It's the best.
Tequila
My Ecuadorian friend, who you've seen in the vlogs, Francis, says this is the best tequila for the money at that price point.
What's the price
point? I don't remember. It lasts a long time. I don't
$69.99 on that thing?
No way. That wasn't $70, was it? That'd be kind of... Seems like a lot. I don't know.
$42?
I don't know. Search it. Espolón. That's how you have to say it into Siri. She's taking on Puja Tomar. Puja Tomar is an aggressive striker. She loves to come forward. She will bring the fight to her opponents. Every single strike she throws is with intent. Nothing is soft. Nothing is light. She just bombs away. Everything is either in the pocket... With the noises again. Everything
you
is
said in the poxic.
I was saying in the pocket, and you
I'm
said
not the one struggling. I'm good to go. You're
I
the one
said
slurring and
it is.
You don't know where you're at, and
things are spiraling. But as I was saying in the pocket, you said and it threw me off a little bit. She will fight inside the pocket. Everything that she does is intense. She definitely does have some grappling holes, though. She can be taken down. She can be controlled. She can even be submitted. She is the first ever female Indian fighter in the UFC, and she's got a massive fan base because of that. She's fun to watch, good looking, all the things. I said fan base.
Oh, I didn't know. I heard massive something.
Yeah, you got okay. She is coming off that quote unquote win over Ryan Amanda, where she basically just backed up through one kick at a time. There was that exchange that's going for that 20-second exchange where she's like yelling and screaming and going. That wasn't the fight. That was just a small little window of time there. This is one of those fights where everybody's going to be like, the UFC stinks now. Look at the. If this was at the Apex, people would use this fight to be like, UFC sucks now. This actually will be an entertaining fight. Shauna Bannon's going to come forward. Puja should be able to come forward. And they're just going to meet in the middle.
You?
They're just going to... the UFC?
Yeah, the UFC marketing team. How much you get to promote this fight?
They're just going to meet in the middle.
I didn't see that check because I'll give it to you straight. Go ahead.
They're going to meet in the middle. They're going to get after it. Nobody's going to finish anybody here. And this is a 50-50 fight. I cannot believe that we have an almost 2-1 favorite in this matchup. That makes no sense whatsoever. I am going to slightly lean Shauna Bannon, and I'll tell you why, and then I'll tell you why maybe it wasn't a good idea. I'm not from England, okay? I'm going off the feedback from the comments. In my mind, it was like, listen, Ireland, I understand, is not England, but it's close enough. They're going to treat them like their own
They
fans.
hate each other.
Yeah, but some of them do because of the war. But now, it's all kind of the same thing. Shauna's going to come forward. She's going to stay busy. She does just move forward and make stuff happen. Puja's going to throw a whole bunch of kicks. I just assumed this would be like insanely razor thin. And the judges would be like, all right, Shauna got a louder pop from the crowd. But everybody let me know, like, no, dude. There's more Indians than there are Irish people in the UK. Puja's going to get the pop from the crowd. Because I do think...
Puja.
Well, I'm not saying that. If it is louder on the Puja side, then it's going to go that way. To me, this is genuinely a 50-50 fight. They're both going to move forward. They're both going to get after it. Neither one of them are particularly dangerous. Shauna has the potential to get a takedown or two, and Puja has the takedown defense issue. So I am going to go the Shauna side, but like this is way closer than these odds. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, honestly, and this might be a little bit graphic, and this might be a little bit forward or whatever, but anybody betting Shauna Bannon at minus 180, I think you should be shot in the head. Just quite frankly, I believe that is what should happen to you because I do think this is going to be a close fight. This is both just girls just trading side kicks for 15 minutes, occasionally throwing hands, both of them doing So maybe if you're by yourself on the couch, you close your eyes for 15 minutes and picture yourself in a different situation. You know, you're probably going to hear John Gooden's dumbass saying some dumbass shit. But if you can work in between that with the you might be able to work something off. I'm going Puja here because I think she's just going to be the more aggressive of the two. She just seems like that type. She seems a little bit nastier. Honestly, with her kicks, she seems a little bit louder. Both of these girls are kind of coming off, gifted decisions. But in my opinion, Puja fought much better competition than fucking Alice Ardeline. I told you guys when she was fighting fucking Melissa Mullins, Alice Ardeline was a fucking joke of a fighter. I don't even know how the fuck she even got in the UFC. So going to a borderline loss split against Alice Ardeline, even if you're fighting Puja, being minus 200 or minus 180 is fucking ridiculous. I actually just put a bet in premium on Puja. You can see what that is. It's a very small bet, but I think it's decent value here, and I think she wins anyway just because she's louder and moves forward.
There we go. I agree with you, except I went on the other side, but I do think this is just wildly close. This is an insanely close fight. If Puja's the one moving forward screaming, nice try, then she'll win. If Shauna Bannon is the one moving forward and sneaks in a takedown, then she'll win. I think the only real skill gap here, because I think they're almost identical.
Do you like Indian food?
I love Indian food.
What's your favorite Indian food?
I'm very white, so chicken masala. I'm not gonna eat like the fucking. If I can't pronounce the name and it's not chicken with butter, I'm not doing it.
I had Indian food one time. I think I told the story before, but it might have been the last time she fought, honestly. But I've had Indian food one time because a girl that I was dating wanted to go eat Indian, and if a girl wants to do anything, I'm like, all right, well, I guess let's fucking do it. So went to an Indian place and had some, and it was an authentic Indian place, and I was like, oh. This shit's fucking disgusting. It's just everything's just drenched in sauce. It's like fucking just give me chicken. Why does that have to be just soaked in everything?
I'm all good with soaked in sauces. I love it. And rice. Actually, I love the concept of Indian food. Have you been
soaking your
Okay. The concept of Indian food.
I know that Tiffany's probably not going to check up on you like she should because she's a little bit embarrassed about the situation, but I just from friend to friend, have you been soaking it the way the doctor told you to soak it? 30 minutes a night, warm water?
I was in a
little soap?
I was in a water park for the last 48 hours.
You didn't get that water, that public water, did you?
I did, yeah. Soaked. There's a lot of chlorine. It killed it all off. Everything's killed. I do love the concept. While we're speaking of Indian food, I love the general concept of Indian food. Rice, the meat, sauces, and then the bread to scoop it all up. Love it. That's how, dude, I'll eat spaghetti sandwiches when my mom makes dinner. She'll make spaghetti, and then I'll carve out the inside of a bread and just shove the spaghetti inside the bread. Just eat that like a hero. So I do like Indian food. Mushy.
It's a gyro.
What the fuck are you talking about? I like gyros too. What the fuck did you just say that for? If you guys want to become a premium member, you can now.
I watched you eat a fucking gyro in the,
dude, I ate a gyro
corner of a
like
building like a rat.
New York
dude
street
couldn't
rat.
fucking wait. Oh my god, dude. I mean, it is kind of the one thing that was surprising. So I went to visit Angelo, and he lived in Connecticut. We took the train to New York City. Longer train ride than I expected, right? I mean, you feel like you should be right there, but in my opinion, I just
an hour.
Yeah, I mean, it stops along the way, whatever it is. We're not off the train. I mean, that had been 3-4 minutes. And Angelo, I mean, literally Angelo, we get off the train and he goes like this. Like, we don't even see it, but it's like you can't even hear anything going on. He's like, we got to, and it just starts walking as he's talking. I'm like, I'm about to be lost. I'm about to be home alone, lost in New York. I've never been here before. And the guy just starts wondering, like, we gotta, oh my God, lamb. Oh my God, they got lamb gyros. Oh my God. And literally is like in a half, like fat man, can't really run, but he can't really walk because he's excited about it. Waddling over there to get a gyro. He gets this gyro, can't wait. He goes around the building and he's like, already halfway through this thing, he backs up. I have a picture. I'll try to find it. Backs up into this building behind a sign so he can, like a rat, like nobody can watch him eat while food is falling out of this gyro. The fork is on the floor, just sitting there. That thing is gone. 46 seconds. He's like, all right, let's go. And we continue our tour across New York City.
We walked about 20 miles that day, so God forbid I power up. God forbid I power up.
We're off the train in 3 minutes. At the 4-minute mark, he has a gyro in his hands. At the 5-minute mark, the gyro is gone, and we are continuing our walk. It was a 2.5-minute process.
The worst part about this is it's almost an entirely true story.
I'll find the picture. I know I saw the picture.
He does. He has a picture of me eating a gyro in the corner of a building like a street rat. That is, I did eat it like a street rat. But that's because dude, there's no tables. It's New York fucking City, dude. There are no tables. You eat where you can
usually
eat.
It's like, no, usually it is as you're
this
casually
was an
walking.
Outdoor street
I know, usually as you're just casually walking, you're eating, but he's like, I can't walk. I got to get this down. That was what it was. It's like, what do you mean? Let's just walk it. No, I got to stop, and I got to put this thing down.
Dude, I love a good gyro. They're putting a gyro place in across the street. Actually, here, Jacob, I saw Kaue was in the chat. Can you answer a question for me?
That's the first time I went to New York City. We didn't do I was sitting in Queens.
Was that Jack's Pizza? Yeah, Jack's Pizza.
Sitting in Queens with a New York slice, baby.
Yeah. I have a question for you to settle a debate with my neighbor. Are you ready for it?
Yeah, here we go. Can't wait for this. How gay
are
you?
I'm not trying to dox myself.
Would you put it all the way in, or just?
I'm not trying to dox myself, so follow along.
Okay.
So you know where I live, obviously.
Right.
And you know there's the front of the neighborhood, there's a street, and then the back of the neighborhood.
Right.
There's the big doings in the back of the neighborhood, and then there's another street, right?
Right.
There's no public road between my house and the front of the neighborhood or the back, just neighborhood roads. They're putting in a brand new donut shop in the back. Across the street.
Machi donuts? I had machi donuts for the first time.
I forget the name. They're unbelievable though.
Here, I found the picture. And you guys think, I'm telling you, I wasn't making it up. Nothing I said was an exaggeration in the fucking slightest at all. This is Angelo 5 minutes after we get off a fucking train that we've been on, you would have thought for fucking days. Hidden behind a sign in a bush, and look at the ground. I even said the fork is on the ground. There's shit all over the ground. This is not a fucking joke. Look at this guy. We gotta stop. You guys thought I was making that shit up. I couldn't pull my phone out fast enough. And at this point, I had only known Angelo like a couple years, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I don't know if this is going to work. It was incredible. I mean, it was, I felt like I was at the zoo. Is the best way I can describe it. Like, I took out my phone, like, wow, look at this thing, huh? What do you think this thing is? Right? When you're at the zoo and you see an animal, but they don't have a sign, and you're like kind of looking, he's in the bushes, you're like, what is that thing? That's what I felt like. You hiding behind that sign.
It was that was a delicious gyro. All right, I'll ask the question. This is going long. I'll ask the question. Shipley's is the name of the donut place. I'll ask the question next breakdown. God, I do want to solve this debate. No, dude, you can't beat New York pizza. Everybody here's like, oh, you're from Connecticut. There's a good pizza. No, it's nothing you're going to say to me. None of it's going to be good. It won't be bad because pizza is pizza, but none of it's going to be good.
We're looking at old pictures
Angelo Chestnut.
Holy shit.
I don't even know what I'm looking at. All right,
Chef Curry, baby.
Okay, we got to move
Chef Curry, baby.
I can't even promote.
I'm from Indiana, baby.
I see the meth. Next up.
We didn't ask a question.
I'll ask it after. That went so long. I'll ask it in another breakdown, too. Next up, at UFC London, we have Christian Leroy Duncan taking on Andrey Pulyaev. Christian Leroy Duncan, 10-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He's coming off that decision loss to Gregory Rodriguez. He's taking on Andrey Pulyaev, 9-2 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5. He is making his UFC debut. Andrey Pulyaev is a solid striker. He takes his time. He keeps things nice and tight. He uses his jab more than most people do, but lots of times there's nothing behind the jab. It's just a jab. It's not a 1-2. It's just a 1. 1. 1-2. Oh, you don't watch Friends. 1-2. 2. 2. 2. Anybody who watches Friends gets that joke, and that was top tier. He does do a nice job of working the body, getting to the feet, transitioning to takedowns.
Oh, fucking God. Oh, my God.
What are we laughing at?
I just got an interesting text from your wife.
Let me finish this breakdown.
I haven't watched it yet, but the screenshot alone of this video is one of the greatest things I have ever seen in my life. So
just
you
build
continue.
some anticipation. Yeah, build some anticipation here. We just came from a water park, okay? I don't know what she's filming, what she's not filming, okay? I don't know what she sent you, but let me finish this. Pulyaev will work that jab. He'll work the body. He'll stay on the feet. He will transition to takedowns if he needs them. He's a well-rounded guy, and despite his current win streak, I would say there are still some things to prove. I wouldn't just fully say that he's full-blown UFC ready just yet. He is coming off that straightforward Contender Series win, which punched his ticket to the UFC. He's taking on Christian Leroy Duncan, high-pressure fighter, 9 finishes in his 10 wins, powerful striker. He does come forward. He's got good pressure, good speed, creativity. He throws everything at his opponents, but if things do get a little heated and people start firing back his way, he might sneak in a sloppy takedown or two. He's coming off that decision loss to Gregory Rodriguez, where Gregory Rodriguez turned into a wrestler. I am going to go Christian Leroy Duncan here. Pretty straightforward. I saw him get out wrestled in his last fight, and Andrey does have some wrestling.
He's a master of sport.
I do think the difference, though, is Gregory Rodriguez has wildly dangerous hands and wrestling, so you have to worry about 2 things. Andrey's hands are not dangerous. They're busy. He'll pump the jab. Maybe he'll shoot a takedown.
7 minutes of cardio. Fucking loser.
What are you talking about?
Legally.
Oh. I thought you meant Andrey. I was like, did you see like a sex tape we haven't seen? Andrey Pulyaev may try to wrestle here, but it won't matter because the hands aren't dangerous enough to get Christian worrying about multiple things. He'll only worry about the takedowns. He'll defend those. He'll get it done. He's a minus 550 favorite. Those odds are probably correct. What do you think, Jakey? Oi.
Yeah, I actually like Andrey kind of as a fighter, maybe as a prospect. This is a tough matchup for UFC debut. I think he was a big underdog in his Contender Series fight. In that fight, you saw, I mean, he is like a Russian dog, right? I mean, he actually has some pretty good offensive striking, long, rangy guy, pretty tall for the division, can throw things pretty long, as you mentioned. Wrestling as well. He is a master of sport in the Sambo, so he's kind of that typical Russian, kind of do a little bit do everything, the new age Russian, not just all wrestling, but we'll strike and we'll mix in some takedowns and stuff, throws, judo, all that type of stuff. Really well-rounded, but when I watch him, as good as the offensive striking can be with the length, it's defensively, he just is not there. When you're not there defensively against a guy as dangerous as Christian Leroy Duncan, CLD, it's going to be an issue. And I actually went into this because I'm not a big CLD guy. He is a guy that, when things start going south, it seems like he starts to act like he doesn't care, like, oh, I'm too cool to care type of guy. Like, he seems like that type of attitude. But in this matchup, it just feels like the strikes are going to land. As you mentioned, I don't think the takedowns are going to be there for Pulyaev. So I know that we just saw a monster favorite lose last week. This is a little bit different. This isn't a UFC debut for CLD. He's a well-rounded guy. So I'd be very surprised if he dropped this one. I think the 550 makes sense, and he's my pick.
Yeah, we're on the same page here. No surprises. Massive favorite. $9,600 in DraftKings Fantasy. That's tricky because Christian Leroy Duncan has 9 finishes in his 10 wins. So odds are he gets a finish here. Maybe spend that money, but it is tough because he just finds his spots. He doesn't go hunting for finishes. They just happen out of nowhere. If you do want to unlock all the picks, all the bets, all the tools, and everything else that we do, it's freaking $10. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. This is a comment we just got. It says, conservative is not so conservative this week. And that's true because if you were a premium member, 3 of my bets on the board right now are at pretty decent plus money, which is not normal for me. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. What's the video that she sent to you?
Okay, everyone kind of strap in for this one because I have no idea what this video is going to look like. I'm going to experience it.
Show me the screen
together, but I will show you the screenshot, and then I'm going to watch it live, and then if it's friendly, which I'm looking at the screenshot, I'm not sure if it's stream friendly or not.
I don't know what this
I will show the stream. So here's the screenshot, and I'm just sitting here, streaming. I get a text from your wife, and this is the first thing I see.
Okay, all right. Let me explain what we've got going on here.
Look at the fucking face. Look at the determination of this guy.
Yeah, so that's what this is.
First of all, how many bees did you get stung by? It looks made up. If this will focus, I don't know if it actually will, but your face looks made up.
Let me explain. Can I? That's way fatter than I actually am in real life. Let me explain.
Look at that. My God.
Let me explain what we're looking at here.
Holy
First of all,
fuck.
It is spring break. Okay, you want to watch it while I explain? It's spring break, okay? We took our family to Kalahari. Kalahari is a giant indoor water park. There's like 6 in the country. It's a huge indoor water park. They've got games. There's like an arcade. One of those games is hang on this pole. One of those games is, can you hang on this pole? And if you hang for... People were falling off after 5 seconds. So, can you hang on this pole? If you hang for more than 2 minutes, you win a free night. I'm like, I could do this. And then I sent my youngest. My youngest is like...
No hook grip. They tell you no hook grip?
I did this, and they were like, no. I was like, all right.
No, you don't know what the hook grip is. You never rock climbed in your fucking life.
Never. Anyway, so I sent my youngest. You know my youngest. I sent her. Kid's rock solid. Like, she'll be able to hang on this thing. And she's on it, and the bar twisted. It's not a solid bar. It's a fucking scam. So the bar twisted and it's uneven left to right. I'm like, what a sneaky scam they're running here.
Sometimes they grease them down too.
So then the next day I was like, I'm going to try it. So I lock in, I get dead center, and I just close my eyes and it pulls me up. And I'm like, all right, I'm good. Just hang on. And I'm hanging on. First of all, I think the counter is slow as fuck. It's not, if I had a stopwatch, no way. Second of all, it started to twist on me and then I was like, I can re-grip. So then I go to regrip. Show the video. I don't know what the video is.
I'm going to watch it. I'm going to react to it, and we'll see if it's because you're already a little bit of exposed. So
I don't get naked in it. Just show it.
All right, we'll do it together. Hold on.
I do 35 seconds on the thing, which almost a record. That noise you heard was my neighbor laughing at me because my washboard abs were hanging out. I'm hanging on that thing, dude. That's not easy. See how long this is? You support 260 pounds on your fingertips on a bar that rotates. I'm hanging. Everybody was impressed. See? That's when I try to adjust. That's
you know what? You know what that was? That wasn't a... I don't think that was a try to adjust. I think that was a... Let me try to show off with a pull-up here, and then you realize you couldn't do a pull-up, and you bailed on it. Because some people are like, they know they're getting close to the time, and they're like, oh, watch this, I'll even do a pull-up. And I think you went like, oh, let me try to do a pull-up, and then you're like, oh, fuck. And you're like, trying to play it off. You're like, oh, I wouldn't.
No, the bar was twisted on me, and I felt my hands going like this. I'm like, if I jump and go like that, it didn't work. Either way,
Look, this is the last fucking. Hold on, I gotta compose myself. Oh my God, Jesus Christ! This is that poor girl. This is. I mean, how she doesn't have nightmares about this, I don't know. But this is like the last thing Tiffany sees. Once every 3 weeks, right before she falls asleep. I mean, just fucking look at. The fucking with the belly. This is what she sees. Right like this. What a lucky girl. What a fucking lucky girl. You look passionate. You look like you'd be passionate.
Okay. Get it together. Get it together. This is why people get to the point, guys. I haven't even asked my question yet to finish the debate with my neighbor. All right. Dial it in. Button it up. Next up, at UFC London, we have Marcin Tybura taking on Mick Parkin. Marcin Tybura, 26-9 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5. He is alternating wins and losses, taking on undefeated Mick Parkin at 10-0 in his career, coming off of his first ever UFC finish. We all know Marcin Tybura at this point. He's a grinder. He's going to come forward. He's going to try to grind you to the cage, grind you to the ground. He does not have big heavyweight one-punch knockout power, but he will come forward, just stay busy. His goal in every single fight is close the distance, get it to the ground. He's durable. He's tough. He's a guy that's just going to be there working forward, trying to make something happen. He's taking on Mick Parkin. Mick Parkin's a full-sized heavyweight. He does a really good job slowing the pace. He's not the fastest guy in the division, but he works well with that. He's going to come forward. He's going to keep jabs out there to keep you at distance. If he closes the distance, he's going to weigh on the arms, weigh on the head, try to slow you down, keep that pace where he can thrive. He's going to try to get you to the cage as well. If he can get some takedowns, phenomenal. He's got good BJJ, decent striking volume, and he does play it safe. He is coming off his first ever UFC finish, but he's not typically a big KO kind of guy. What am I listening to?
What?
What's happening in the background? Oh, the train. The train.
Lock of the week train, baby. Choo choo.
There it is.
Marcin Tybura. Here we go.
The beginning of this Tybura breakdown. So you guys know I have notes here, and for the most part, fighters are fighters. We'll update the notes after their last fight, and we move forward. I used to have Marcin Tybura is a durable grinder. And I know I said durable in this breakdown, but I have removed it from my official notes because in his last fight, we watched him get dropped bad. He was able to survive, he was able to win, but he fought a very one-dimensional kickboxer. The fight before that, he got knocked out cold by, the interim champion, but knocked out cold. And when the chin is gone, the chin is gone, and the chin does not seem to be doing well right now. I am going to pick Mick Parkin. I picked Mick Parkin when he was an underdog. He is now the favorite. Not tremendous odds, but he is the favorite, and these odds have swung wildly. I understand the initial gut reaction of Marcin's going to get some takedowns here. He's going to grind his way to a win. I get that. But I also understand the fact that he's a little older, he's a little slower, and he doesn't have any real power. So if Mick can just stay busy, stay on the outside, pop a jab in there, stay on his feet, Mick can win this fight. I do think Mick wins this fight. I am picking Mick Parkin. What do you think, Jakey? Boy.
I mean, the easiest breakdown I saw, I think I sent it to you. Somebody said, bro, dude, Mick Parkin? Dude, I don't know if you know this, dude. Mick Parkin's training partner is Tom Aspinall. And, bro, Tom Aspinall beat Tybura. So, therefore, easy peasy. Just like somebody commented on the Lock of the Week video, bro, I hope you know that Jai Herbert is taller and has a longer reach. Thanks, you fucking retard. Every 6 foot, like you said, Jalen Turner's the fucking lightweight champion of the world. Everyone that's tall and has long arms. I would be the fucking champion of 6 different divisions in the UFC if all he had to be was tall with long fucking arms, you dumb fuck. Listen, when I break down this fight, I look at Mick Parkin and his striking. He is like slow. I see he strikes like a heavyweight. He is slow in the striking. They talk about it in his fights. He doesn't really move his head with his slow striking, and it gets a veteran like Marcin Tybura. It just seems like a bad situation. So I know that Tybura's chin is fading. And if Mick is able to land a heavy shot that drops Tybura, I'm not going to be crazy surprised. I'm not betting Tybura, but as a pick, I think Tybura is just a better fighter. I watched Mick fight, and he just looks slow as shit to me, and beating Muhammad Usman and fucking whoever he just beat isn't really impressive to me. Bresky or whatever. It's not really impressive to me. I'm just going Tybura because I just think he's the better fighter. So these odds keep getting wider and wider. I mean, I might have to place a bet, but I mean, Mick, when he throws strikes, he fucking looks slow, dude.
They are slow. That's what I was saying in the breakdown. He does what he has done really well is he's leaned into what he can do well. He's not fast, so he does a really good job slowing the pace of a fight. He's never in a fight where people...
reach? Who's got the longer fucking reach right now? Let me see it. Where is it?
Mick Parkin. 79 inches.
Oh,
Second
God.
stat down.
Oh, God. A half inch on each arm? Holy shit, I got no fucking shot. Oh, my God. A half fucking inch on each arm? Oh, my God.
He's 10 years younger.
You know, my ring span, I've measured is 75 inches. These guys have 78 and 79.
Jacob can literally scratch his knees without bending at the waist. It's crazy.
I am Arthur Spooner.
Like anytime, like Young LA, the hat, Young LA, huge supporter of the show, always sending us really cool stuff. And they'll be like, what are the sizes? And I'm like, I'm an extra large up top. Jakey boy is a medium in t-shirts and a large in long sleeve because his arms are so fucking long.
Oh, it's crazy. A great fighter, man. I think when we get the Factory X, they're going to be like, man, you'd been good.
You missed your window. Yeah, you were right there.
Well, I don't know. I think I think I got some tread left on these tires, baby.
Listen, $8,200 in DraftKings Fantasy for Marcin Tybura. The reality is, if he has a Marcin Tybura style fight where he gets the takedowns and he grinds and he works, he's going to be worth every penny of that $8,200. If Mick Parkin wins this fight, I don't see Mick necessarily finishing Marcin. I think he can crack him, wobble him, give him a little bit of a hard time, slow the pace.
It's probably a little bit of fool's gold. I think people are chasing a little bit of fool's gold there. He knocks out Bresky, Tybura's getting dropped, so money flooding in, and I get it, but I don't know.
Yeah, listen, I'm picking Mick Parkin, but I'm not betting on this fight. I'm with you. I mean, we watched Alexander Romanov pick Marcin Tybura over his head and slam him down, and then just... Marcin Tybura still got up and won the next 2 rounds. So, dude's still pretty tough. This might be a good old-fashioned slug fight, just boring, bullshit, slow, insane fight. Or it could be absolutely incredible. It's a word.
I know, but there's got to be it can't be an every week thing. It's got to be like once a month.
Every week, there's 2 sloppy assholes getting after it, and that's a slug fight. I mean, what do you want?
2 sloppy assholes, you say?
That's not what this is?
Can I tell you, my stomach a little bit... today, because last night I did have Taco Bell. You know, I'm getting really geared. I was Taco Tuesday today, but I had some Taco Bell last night. Immediately after the Taco Bell, I said, oh no. You know, so I hit it with the Pepto. So then you get in a situation where if you're not doing the Pepto, the Taco Bell, it's going to work its way out. Boom, bam. Like, it knows where it wants to go, and then it's going to go there. When you're taking the Pepto, you're trying to stop that process, which really kind of delays everything. Instead of just clearing the system, you're good to go either that night or the next morning. Now I'm in a situation where I can still feel it sitting there because the Pepto's kind of locking it in, but it's not like a solid situation. So all day I've been like, you know what I mean?
I don't know what you mean. I don't have stomach issues. Become a premium member. It's only $10 for an entire month. You'll get all the picks, all the bets, all the tools, the artificial intelligence, literally every single thing we do or ever will do for $10 an entire month. That month will get UFC 314. WeWantPicks.com. Couple super chatterooskies. $1.99 from why is there poop on my feet, dude? He said, you two look like the couple from Modern Family. Google it. Dude, he has commented this 12 times. You could look like the one dude because he's a redhead. I don't look like Cam.
You sure? Sure about that?
I'm
pal?
positive I don't look like Cam. You look like, what's the other one's name?
Oh my God! Hold on, I'll show the picture. If you guys don't know, just hold. Don't
That
look
show
at
is
yourself.
incredible. That show's incredible.
What's it called? Oh, Modern Family.
Modern Family, dude. That's an unbelievable show.
Family, gay,
Top 10 show.
couple.
It's
I bet you would
Cam
like
and it is a good show.
I bet.
Cam and what the hell's the husband's name?
There we are.
But so you look like what's his name? I don't look like Cam.
Yeah. Okay.
That's Cam.
Make
I
that.
don't look like
Take your
Cam.
hat off and make that dumb little face, and let's see.
I don't look like Cam.
Hold on. Let's look at everyone. Picture this in your head. Okay. Picture it. Picture it. Picture. I don't look like Cam. I don't look like Cam. I don't look like Cam. What a joke. No self-awareness. I was self-aware to know that, yeah, maybe I can look like that fucking redheaded fuck. You know what I mean? Like, oh, yeah, okay. Oh, yeah, oh, he's got red hair. I don't have fucking red hair, but for you to be like, I don't look like that guy. It's crazy.
I didn't say, I just don't look like him. I've got dark hair.
Angelo, come on, man.
I
Come on, man.
I don't look like
Come on, man. Come on, man.
All right, we have more super chats to get to. I don't.
Come on, man.
I don't.
Come
look
on,
like
man.
All right, we've got $4.99 from Sam Rogers. What up, Jakey boy? I won $175 on Sam Hughes last week. Gonna put it all on Taco. Let's get 6 weeks in a row, baby. Well, thank you,
Appreciate
Sam
that
Rogers.
For $4.99, yeah.
A couple of quick random messages. Ewan says, or Ewan, whatever it is, Angelo, your reaction to Giuseppe getting beat was hilarious. The vlogs are goated. Well, thank you so much. I genuinely appreciate that. The vlogs are my favorite thing to watch and my least favorite thing to film because it's every minute of every day on those weekends.
Someone said that's how fat girls react when you call them Lizzo. What?
Oh, okay. Wow. And then By Genuine says, can you explain slug fight versus slug fest? Listen, a slugfest is just two dudes going at it. Bang, 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 bang. And they're fighting and they're men.
That's
and
how you
they're
throw
doing
punches, huh?
Bang, bang, bang. Yeah, your face.
Back up and
knows
shadow
exactly.
box for 5 seconds.
Dude,
Back
I
up and
guarantee
shadow
my
box
daughter.
for 5 seconds. Give me a 10-second shadow box.
I guarantee my daughters
easy.
will shadow box better than you. I guarantee.
Back up and shadow box. Very easy.
The camera's not going to follow me up. I'll do it in the chair. Look at these legs.
You just leave that left arm out there like that, huh? Just saw my read.
Yeah, there it
You
is.
just hung that thing out there.
You and I already fought, and I won. So I don't know what read. Where was the read a year ago when you got slapped?
Well, I had
a
COVID.
slug fight is just sloppy, like getting after it, no technique, just like slugs fighting. Simple. Next up, at UFC London, we have Loughran Kavanagh taking on Felipe dos Santos. Loughran Kavanagh is undefeated in his career. He is coming off a successful UFC debut, keeping on Felipe dos Santos, 8-2 in his career, 3-2 in his last 5, coming off that decision loss to Andrey Lima, who we just looked absolutely spectacular at UFC Vegas 104. Loughran Kavanagh is a really fast-paced striker, incredible movement, good speed. I'm going to repeat speed over and over and over again. He is one of the fastest guys in this division. It's insane how quick his hands are. He does have some raw power, so the combination of speed and raw power do really well for him. He doesn't really chase knockouts, so he's got plenty of cardio for a full 15 minutes. Part of that, though, is because he can be low volume. He kind of waits looking for his opportunities. He is a genuine prospect. He's got the composure of a veteran. He's coming off that decision win over a UFC debut where he was low volume, but insanely fast. He literally beat his opponent, Jose, to the punch every single time. Taking on Felipe dos Santos, a shooter box fighter through and through, from the hair to the fight style. He's aggressive. He's dangerous. He's pretty good everywhere. Like most shooter box fighters, he's hittable and he is reckless. He likes to pressure forward. He throws everything that he can. That does leave him wide open for counters and takedowns. He's not very good on the ground, but he does have offensive takedowns. He's got plenty of pressure, but like we saw in that last fight, he will fade. The problem here is it's hard to tell how good Loughran actually is or is not because he hasn't fought the highest level of competition, but he's doing what he's supposed to do against guys at that level. His speed is impressive. You can tell that he likes to pick his shots really well. I don't know what opportunities he will have in this fight, though, to pick his shots. Because if Felipe is just running in all gas, no brakes, Lohner's not going to be able to get a read. He's just going to have to be throwing, trying to make something happen. I am going to pick Lohner. I do think he's probably the better striker here, and this should be mostly striking. I don't know if I'm going to bet on him. He's a 3-1 favorite, but the reality is the Felipe pressure can screw a lot of things up. Lohner's going to be the pick. Jakey boy, A, what do you think is behind this guy's eyes? Because something weird's going on there. And B, who do you think wins this fight?
Whose eyes?
Lohner's. Behind Felipe's eyes are like, hey, baby, how old are you? Lohner's eyes, what I said in the Quick Picks video is that dude's in the back of the class making a list. That's a list, kid. And be nice to him, and he'll cross your list off like Billy Madison.
Yeah. I don't know who at the UFC matchmaking. I don't know who their matchmakers are. I don't know if it's Sean Shelby. I don't know if it's. I think it's what's his name? The
Mick Maynard.
I think it is Mick for these guys, but for some reason Mick fucking hates Felipe Dos Santos. I mean, this guy. I mean, fucking UFC debut. I think it was short notice, or whatever. But Manel Kopp. You know, who's probably about to fight for a title. Even the matchup with Victor Altamirano. I mean, that guy's just a cardio, nonstop, awkward guy to fight. Then he fights Andrey Lima, who we just saw. It's just like, Andrey Lima is fucking really, really good. And honestly, he made Andrey Lima wrestle. But the thing that was surprising in that fight was that was supposed to be Felipe's thing, right? Felipe was supposed to have an edge, and I was a little bit hesitant on Andrey because I'm like, Felipe is a shooter box guy. We've never really seen, in his debut, he's getting taken down, and he was getting out-grappled in a situation where he probably should have been winning those exchanges. But, I mean, Manel Kopp, Victor Altamirano, Andrey Lima, and now Lohner Kavanagh. I mean, somebody at the UFC fucking hates Felipe Dos Santos because he is a good prospect. He is a good talent. But against a guy like Kavanagh who's so sound defensively, does going to kind of take his time. And I think his style, because you saw the Contender Series fight, if you put him against a guy that will come forward and give him those opportunities to let his hands go with the speed, with the counters, he can land some really heavy shots. And as tough as Felipe is, I think that shooter box style of just kind of Muay Thai plotting forward, it sets up pretty well against the hand speed of Kavanagh. So I'm not too worried about him. I respect the toughness of Dos Santos and maybe the grappling abilities as well, but Kavanagh seems like he's pretty well put together to be a prospect. And I know they've been dropping like flies, so I'm not going to be crazy surprised, but I don't think this is going to be the one that drops. I think we get back into the flow of there's some good prospects, and I think Kavanagh is probably one of them.
Yeah, I mean, Lohner Kavanagh is good. The speed is incredible. He's just so freaking fast. Dude. His hands
those
nuts.
motherfuckers, with his Contender Series fight, everyone in the stream, because I don't know the fighters when I'm watching the whatever, were pumping up the dude that he was fighting. They're like, oh, he's an MMA lab dude. He's going to fucking, Kavanagh's good, but he hasn't fought anybody. And then he got fucking one of the worst knockouts I've ever seen. So,
yeah. Yeah. $9,100 for Lohner Kavanagh. Listen, Felipe Dos Santos is pretty tough. I don't know if Lohner's going to get a finish here, especially if Felipe just starts like desperate wrestling, holding against the cage, stuff like that. And Lohner picks his shots. He can be low volume. He's not an aggressive guy. He may not match the aggression here.
It's not his debut, dumbasses.
Who's saying it's his debut? Oh, yeah.
Said, oh, no, another UFC debut.
Yeah, no, he's definitely not his debut. I am going to pick Lohner here. Obviously, we talked about that. I don't know if I'm going to spend the $9,100 in DraftKings Fantasy, though. I don't know if he's going to finish Felipe, and Lohner's not going to wrestle. So if he doesn't finish, then he's not going to be worth that $9,100. He's not going to land enough strikes to cover. If you do want to check out all the picks, the bets, the tools, everything that we offer, we have the most robust platform on this planet. There's nobody offering anything close to what we offer for UFC. Go to WeWantPicks.com, click it's $10. If you hate it, then don't renew. Pretty straightforward. It's $10 freaking dollars, you cheap sons of bitches. WeWantPicks.com, click become a member at the top.
He does kind of look like a guy that would maybe sit in the rain and read a book.
Yeah, dude.
But you said like creepy vibes. I think he's like it feels like more of like
emo. I was doing emo vibes.
Like a loner, but you're like an evil loner. And I'm thinking like a poetic loner guy that it's almost the guy that, like all the 90s teen movies, it's always like the ugly girl that takes off her glasses and it's like all of a sudden, I think that he's a guy that you put glasses on him in a movie and you're like, oh, look at this fucking nerd. And all of a sudden he gets contacts and they're like, whoa. Also, he's a nice, good-looking dude.
I said he's a guy. I said he's a guy that would read a poem in the rain.
You said that?
Yeah, in my quick picks.
But I literally just said that he would read.
I said it a week ago. Did somebody tell you what I said in my quick picks?
No, I literally just came up with that on my own. So that's very simpatico.
That's who he is. Yeah, two different people.
I think that says more about me and you than him.
Yeah. I mean, let's read a poem tomorrow.
I think after that weekend we had the other, I think we're kind of linked up again. We synced up.
You're like, your wife sent me this video. Jacob took that video. Him and I went to the water park together. It was our little weekend trip. Next up, at UFC London, we have Jai Herbert taking on Chris Padilla in the featured prelim of the evening. Jai Herbert, 13-5 in his career. Why are you going like this?
I'm telling people that we didn't have a weekend together at the water park.
Oh. Jai Herbert, 13-1 in his... No, not 13. What the hell is his record? 13-5 in his career. 2-2-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that bounce-back win over Rolando Bedoya. Taking on Chris Padilla, 15-6 in his career. 5-0 in his last 5, looking for his 3rd UFC win. Jai Herbert's a guy that has built an entire career off of one single impactful moment in his career. Overall, though, he's a technical striker. He likes to keep fights at range. Ton of movement. His feet are never planted for more than a second or two. He's always cutting angles, feinting, moving from side to side. He can be a bit low volume. He does have a negative striking differential. So this phenomenal striker, Jai Herbert, has actually hit more than he hits his opponents. He can be taken down by some of the better fighters in the division. He's coming off that decision win over Rolando Bedoya, where his volume was actually better than usual. He's taking on Chris Padilla. Chris Padilla is a pretty well-rounded guy. He's had some mixed success on the local scene before he made it to the UFC. He seems to have found his rhythm, and he's racking up a couple of wins. He likes to come forward. He'll strike for a little bit. He'll work to a clinch. He'll work a takedown. He's not great at anything, but he does pressure forward really well. He's very durable. He's explosive, and he will work multiple angles of a fight. He's got plenty of activity, plenty of cardio. He's coming off that knockout win over Rong Zhu, where he was striking early and didn't really look to wrestle. And here's a drinking game that I talked about in the quick picks, Jacob, and we should do it Saturday. We should take a shot.
I don't drink.
Okay. We should take a shot every single time the commenting team or the freaking highlight reel talks about Jai Herbert dropping Ilia Topuria in 2022.
They won't do it because they're trying to pump up Ilia to fight Islam.
Oh, I think they're going to show it over and over.
You know who was missing from all those Zaleski highlights? They didn't show one of him beating the absolute fuck out of Benoit Saint Denis.
Oh, really? Why not? Because they want Benoit to be good? That's funny. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, I did because that was one of the worst. You can make just the highlight of that fight.
Yeah.
Go if you guys want to go rewatch that card and watch the highlight. There's not one of them.
They fired that fight. That beating was so bad they fired the referee for letting it continue on the spot. Well, anyway, then you won't get very drunk, but I assume that Jai Herbert will just be gaslit into thinking, oh, you dropped Ilia Topuria 3 years ago when he was up in weight, and now you're the king of the world. That's why the odds are what they are. He's literally been living off of that highlight, and that is an accomplishment. Ilia Topuria went on to be the featherweight champion of the world, knocked out Max Holloway, first person to do that. So I get it. But the reality is, I do think Chris Padilla can win this fight. I think Chris Padilla can move forward, stay in his face, back him up, never let him hit a rhythm because Jai Herbert is a rhythm kind of fighter and just grind his way to a win. This is razor thin. The odds do reflect that. So these odds are probably pretty close, right? Jai Herbert minus 120. He's the established UFC guy. So those odds are probably fine. I think Chris Padilla can get this done. Jai Herbert has fought the better slate of fighters, but Jai Herbert has been living off of a highlight from 3 years ago. That's his entire career. And I don't think that's going to relive itself here. What do you think, Jakey boy? Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a little bit biased in this pick. There's no doubt about that. Chris Taco Padilla, Christopher was my lock of the week against Rong Zhu. I got a lot of hate for that, but he came through, and I've had conversations with Taco and stuff, and he is a fucking great dude. I mean, he is a super down to earth guy, and he is one of those guys that when you talk to him and he says things, he is not just fucking saying things, and he is one of those guys too. His demeanor is perfect for fighting because he doesn't get too high. He doesn't get too low. In the fight, he never really gets overwhelmed, even if things aren't really going his way. As you mentioned, that Rongju fight, he was my lock of the week, and I was watching that fight and being like, it just didn't feel like it was going to go his way. After the first round, went to the corner. They talked about it. They just have nice, casual, calm conversations. Nobody yelling at anybody. Let's increase the footwork. When he throws that cross, the elbow could be there. They waited for the cross, committed to the elbow. That wasn't a lucky thing. That's a setup thing. When I talk about dogs, and I mentioned in my Lock of the Week video, there's two different type of dogs, in my opinion, like two extremes. You have guys like Cheppy. Cheppy is a fucking animal who I said, I don't think he knows half the shit he's doing. He just is going to go forward. He's going to cause chaos, and he has convinced himself that he's going to win those exchanges, and that's how he dogs fights out. There's also dogs, like a guy like Taco Padilla, who I reference him as almost like a surgeon in there. You're going to see him taking his time. You're going to see him kind of working some stuff out, eating a shot here, not a big shot, right? But he is making the reads. His coaches are making the reads, and the relationship that he has with his coaches and the way that they can freely talk to each other while he's in the octagon and between rounds. It's the adjustments in this fight that's going to matter. It's the adjustments in this fight that's going to give Taco the bigger moments in the fight. I don't know if he's going to put out a guy like Jai, because Jai's a long guy, kind of hard to hit in front of his home fans, and Taco typically isn't like a Cheppy, a go for it, try to find the finish. The finishes just kind of find him sometimes. I like Taco. Great guy. I was very, very surprised that he was the underdog in this fight. I had talked to a couple 155ers. You guys know him. I talked to Nicholas Mata as well, former Lock of the Week. A lot of times when people are Lock of the Week, I make highlight videos for him, so I form somewhat relationships. I was telling Nicholas Mata, I was like, you should try to fight Jai. You should try to fight Jai. I was telling these 155ers, you should try to fight Jai. When I saw that Taco got this matchup, I was very excited for him. I actually told him, I was like, hey, I don't know if you know this, but you're the underdog. And he was like, oh. Well, we'll see about that. So I'm all over Taco here. He is my lock of the week. Go watch that video, please, if you haven't already. It's a cool highlight video. We've hit 5 in a row. Taco would be 6. And this is one of those ones that, win or lose, I know I have the better fighter. The better fighter doesn't necessarily win all the time, but I know Taco is a better fighter than Jai. There's no disrespect to Jai. He's a talented guy, but when push comes to shove, I think Taco's going to find a way to either win the fight with a finish or at least have the bigger moments to win a decision. So I like Taco here. He's very well-rounded, and it feels like he's just on a special mission. You know what I mean? Like, it just feels like he's in the right place at the right time. Two UFC wins, 2 finishes. And he's got the demeanor to really be a fucking problem in this division.
Listen, I agree. I like him here as well. I always like when I pick an underdog and then I find out who the lock of the week is. It's like, oh shit, nice. We picked the same person. I always love that. Because like, all right, we had the same
and I'll say
read
this
here.
Too. He had obviously he was wrestling Jan Top or whatever, and
he finished him.
And found that finish. And against Rongju, I mean, there was times where he was getting hit against Rongju. Because Rongju is fucking really good. I mean, you saw that in his last fight. If you put Rongju against Jai Herbert, I would take Rongju first round knockout and not even look. I wouldn't even think twice about it. So yeah, Chris had some issues. Taco had some issues, but I mean, like I said, they work through those. They make those reads. They saw that elbow was going to be on the cross. They committed to it, and you saw what happened. So
it should be a really fun fight. This is a great featured prelim. They're doing it for a reason. Padilla is in enemy territory here, so we'll see what happens with a homer decision or not. But either way, Jakey Boy and I both picked Chris Padilla, $7,900 in DraftKings Fantasy. If he gets his wrestling going, that score will absolutely match up to the salary
here.
Someone
just said it just caused the eye to swell. It wasn't like a KO shot or something. You dumb bitch. What the fuck? That is exactly what that was. It ended the fucking fight. You stupid fuck. An elbow straight to the eye that pops your eye out of socket and you can no longer see your fight. You're not like it's a KO shot or something. You stupid fuck.
They're not the brightest, but you would be. If you went to WeWantPicks.com and became a premium member, you unlocked all the tools, the picks, the bets, everything to do. You are officially one of the smarter ones. It's $10 a freaking month. Look around right now, wherever you're sitting, on a toilet in a gas station, in your car, in your room under the cover. Look around at all the dumb shit around you. How much of that was more than $10? For $10, you can have access to every pick bet tool that we offer for an entire month. You sign up now, you get clean through UFC 314. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member.
Taco
at the top.
Tuesday. Who says it?
I don't know. Who says it?
Taco Tuesday.
I don't know.
Yikes.
If you want a couple of extra bucks, we do run a bonus. We got a promo here. Go to the link. Sign up, make a deposit with any of the affiliate partners, and we'll send you $50 as a thank you. They're going to pay us. We'll slice off some of that money. We'll give it right back to you. After you become a premium member, you'll have full access to everything. We do highlight some of the picks and the artificial intelligence and the bets and all that crap. But we have a ton of tools as well. When I tell you it is the most robust offering in this space, it is the most robust offering in this space. Nobody is remotely close. No company is remotely close. At this $10 price point, for everything that we offer, it's insane. One of those things is a brand new optimizer. We used to lease our old optimizer. Then we coded one from scratch because we recognize that the 30,000 of you that are going to watch this video or my video, a lot of you don't know what DraftKings Fantasy is, but you want to play it. And then you go check it out, and it's a little intimidating because there's all sorts of numbers, and it makes not a ton of sense. Well, we've developed not only our own optimizer, but we added an entire beginner mode that's just going to ask you normal, straightforward questions. The direction that I gave Josh, the web guy, and that I gave the developer was make this like TurboTax. In the States, I don't know if TurboTax is everywhere, but in the States, TurboTax is like the easiest way to do your taxes. If you live a pretty normal life and tax codes can be complicated, TurboTax will just ask, hey, how much money did you make this year? Oh, I made this much. Did you buy a house? No, I didn't buy a house. Did you do this? No, I didn't do that. Did you do this? Yeah, I did that. Boom, here's your taxes. Done. Goodbye. That's exactly how this new optimizer works. Just asks you some questions. You answer the questions, and it walks you forward, and it builds the lineups for you. You'll also have full access to the fight simulator. This will simulate fights 100,000 times. It takes every fighter on the card. It brings in historical DraftKings information, implied probability, grappling stats, striking stats, and it simulates those fights 100,000 times, and it spits out the outputs that you can use for anything that you want to, including DraftKings Fantasy lineups. You'll have full access to those two tools and the 15 other tools that we have for 4 events: UFC London, UFC Mexico, UFC Vegas 105, and then UFC 314. WeWantPicks.com. Click to become a member at the top. Everything we offer is available inside of the app. Just search We Want Picks in the App Store. And finally, we got new content on this channel. We had to move some things off the channel to make room for the new content. New content, me, Josh Thompson, give you our takes on different individual topics in this space. The latest one that we dropped yesterday.
What a great guy.
Was What's a Casual? What's a casual?
I love that video. That was a good one.
Being a sarcastic asshole?
No, I watched it today. I was at the gym and I was like, let me watch this because I know that, there's nothing I like more than watching a couple guys with great chemistry, just natural chemistry, right? I mean, you guys can tell that you guys are really good, really close friends. You know, the banter back and forth. It's so much fun, right? Yeah, I watch that and I just giggle and my heart is filled with joy. So I was like, let me get something that's just going to get me a little bit fired up for the gym. So I watched that and I see that real pretty mouth that fucking Josh Thompson has. And I'm just like fucking at the gym just watching this fucking video. And I'm just like, God, they look like they're having so much fun. And I just get filled with so much fucking just joy in my fucking heart. And then I fucking slam that phone down. I grab it fucking, go, 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 go. Fucking, it was a good video.
I can see how the joy is motivating. What is funny is, one of my neighbors, I won't say which one, texted randomly. It was like, Josh has a great hairline. It was like, all right, dude, fucking thanks for watching. Stop saying weird shit. But you have a great hairline, Jacob.
That's a
jawline.
Italian beard?
Yeah, Jacob was explaining this before we went live. Explain what the fuck the Italian beard is. I said, oh, you shaved your beard. And you said, no, I have an Italian beard.
I know what it is. I see it.
Dude, I don't know. I see what this is. I didn't know that was named something. Okay. Jacob's got some new content as well. He does a prop hunter video on Fridays. He does his full card breakdown, which is only 15 minutes. So anybody who comments under this, how long it is, and all the other bullshit, watch Jacob's video. It's 15 freaking minutes for the entire card. And I had to move some content. We had some hyper-specific content. Prize Picks video, Underdog video. I moved those to our second channel. We have another YouTube channel where we upload a whole bunch of different content. So subscribe there. It's called Picks Nation. Here's the logo. The reason we move these are hyper-specific videos, and the reason I keep mentioning it is every single week, inevitably, somebody's like, where's Price?
Not a fucking chin strap.
Does it tie up to your... Take the headphones off and see the side of your face.
What are you talking about? A chin strap is just... Do you see it now? Do you see it now? I am Italian. Hey, mother. Gabagoo. Hey.
Capicola. Okay. And if you want to send something for the vlog, here's the address for the vlog. People send letters, all sorts of random shit. I've got 2 letters right here. One of them is from a dude named Haywood Jablomi out of Florida.
Haywood Workman?
Haywood Jablomi out of Florida, and there's shit in that envelope. I don't know what it is. I'm going to wait. We'll open it for the UFC 314 vlog. We'll film that. If you want to send something, it is We Want Picks, P.O. Box 406 in Prosper, Texas, 75078. And if you haven't watched the vlogs, check out the vlog. The last one was interesting. Jakey Boy came over. We did all the things. Made some great steaks.
I bet Angelo can't grow a beard. Yeah, that's right.
I cannot grow a beard. That is a correct statement. I'm hairless. I've got no hair here. I can't grow hair anywhere. Hairless. I'm like a wet mole rat. Okay.
You shave your armpits?
I trim. I trim my arms too. Jiu-jitsu. Last thing I want is other people's disgusting body hairs entangled in mine, so I trim all of it. Simple. Simple. Very, very simple. Okay. This dude is fucking crashing out, you goddamn weirdo. First of all, you strange bitch. Everything premium is still on premium. So if you give a fuck about Prize Picks or Underdog, it is still on premium. Zab. It's still on premium, where it always was. If you want to watch the video, which is free, you're going to have to go to another channel. And you know why? Because of the 34,000 subscribers, maybe 1,000 gave a fuck about Prize Picks or Underdog. So we moved it to make it more specific. So this wild crash out you're having right now, because we moved content, free content from one channel to another, is fucking insane. The app, the website, unchanged. You fucking lunatic. Holy shit. All right, let's go. Get a sip and move on. Holy fuck. Zab.
Stupid fuck.
Opening up the UFC London main card, we have Nathaniel Wood taking on Morgan Charriere. Nathaniel Wood, 20-6 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5, coming off the straightforward win over Daniel Pineda. Taking on Morgan Charriere, 20-10 in his entire career. 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off his first ever UFC finish. Nathaniel Wood, good striker, solid power. He's got a really nice, dirty boxing game as well. He can grapple. He's got takedowns in 9 of his 11 UFC fights. Submissions in 3 of them. Slick upper body takedowns. Great control if he gets it to the ground. Good volume. He lands around 6 significant strikes per minute and an impressive 72% takedown defense. He's coming off that win over Daniel Pineda, where the striking was on point. Taking on Morgan Charriere. Not only does that sound like a delicious drink that I would sip during a stream here, he's also an explosive striker. He's light on his feet. He stalks his opponents. He leaps into punches. He works for control. He does a very good job of being all the way in or all the way out. When he is in, he likes to tie you up, work the knees, get some control, tie up that head. When he's out, he'll stalk you. He'll hang out on the outside before fully committing. He's got good takedown defense, a few takedowns of his own. He's very good everywhere. Fantastic cardio. Coming off that knockout win over Gabriel Fly Miranda, we saw the takedowns. We saw the power. And I'm a big Morgan Charriere fan. Ever since he fought Chepe, I was like, this kid's good. This guy's like very, 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 very good. He's got a couple losses on his record, but this isn't boxing. Losses don't mean anything here. And he obviously worked those out on the regional scene. I love him in this matchup. I like him in most matchups, honestly. He is a French Chepe, if I'm going to make a comparison. He's not that normal French Kevin Giuseppe.
Bullshit.
Okay.
Bullshit.
He's not that normal French Kevin Giuseppe bullshit. He's not going to stand there staring at you afraid to do anything. He will do stuff. He's a real fighter. He'll come forward. He'll mix it up. He'll make things happen. Nathaniel Wood is good. I don't want to discredit him, pretend he's not. He is good, but I think Morgan's pressure, his pace, the wrestling, the size, all of it is just going to be too much here. Morgan Charriere is going to be the pick, and I'm pretty confident here. What do you think, Jakey Boombaloots?
Yeah, this is a fight for me that is a little bit interesting because I have picked against both of these gentlemen for my lock of the week. Both of them lost to my lock of the week. We have Morgan Charriere got absolutely smoked, absolutely dominated, bell to bell against Cheppy. We had Nathaniel Wood get absolutely dominated, get absolutely smoked, bell to bell versus Muhammad Naimov. So I think very lowly, I guess you could say, about both these guys. But I've started to come into my own and respect their abilities because Nathaniel Wood is a very good boxer. He's got decent wrestling, pretty good grappling as well. And if he's the better grappler, it's kind of a weird thing to say, but if he's the better grappler, he looks like he's a really good grappler. He's kind of at that level to where against somebody that knows what they're doing, he's not going to be against somebody that he looks like good boxing. Morgan Charriere, as you mentioned, more of a come forward striker than most of the French people. This is a size and power. You laughing at something?
Yeah. This.
Hey,
that
Bite
sounds right.
Sam. I'm surprised you didn't just agree with me just because I said it and you want to copy more shit that I fucking do. You Bite Sam fuck. Don't ever fucking talk to me in that fucking tone ever again. Okay? Morgan Charriere got fucking smoked, bell to bell. The fight should have been stopped multiple times. Cheppy is one of the greatest featherweights we've ever seen in our lifetime. All right. This, to me, this matchup is a size and a power issue because there's been some people that mentioned in the chat, and one of the reasons why I picked against Nathaniel Wood as my lock of the week and he got dropped just like I said was he is a little bit chinny. He can respond pretty well, but a lot of times when he's responding to getting dropped, he is defaulting to the wrestling, and in this situation, if he's getting hurt by Morgan, which I think he can, and he tries to default, I think his size disadvantage isn't going to be able to let him save himself against a guy like Morgan Charriere. So my flyer bet here, a little freebie. Little flyer, plus 1,200. I'm taking Morgan Charriere not only to win this fight, I think he hurts Nathan into a bad shot and gets a submission win for plus 1,200. I like Morgan Charriere. He is pretty sound defensively. He showed against Cheppy. He's an absolute fucking dog in there. And I think it's just going to be size that he's going to win the grappling that Nathaniel thinks he's going to win. And without the grappling, I don't think Nathaniel Wood's going to be able to stand in front of this guy, unfortunately. So I'm going Morgan Charriere. I feel pretty good about it.
Yeah, I like Morgan as well. Nathaniel Wood is very, very good. I wish he was actually a little worse, so I could be like, okay, yeah.
I wish
Morgan.
he was a little smaller and could stay at 135. He could be a problem there, but he's one of those
awkward
tweener
size.
He's just one of those tweener guys, and at 145, he's just not really handling that power very well. Because those guys are 170 and 165 by the time they're in the fucking octagon. These are big boys, even though they're weighing in at 145.
Muhammad Naimov got to him a few. Obviously, he cheated like a motherfucker in that fight.
Oh,
too,
shut the bullshit!
He got to him a few
bullshit.
Morgan Charriere, both of our picks. We're supporting the French in this matchup. He will be in enemy territory. We'll see how that goes. If you do want to check out every pick, every bet, not just from me.
It's funny. There are like three of these guys that have all fought each other. Morgan, Jordan, they both fought Paul Hughes. I'm trying to think. I thought there was somebody else that was in that mix where they all the Cage Warriors guys always fighting each other.
I mean, that's a pretty prominent European promotion, so I guess it makes sense. Picks, bets, tools, everything else that we offer, WeWantPicks.com. Just click Become a Member at the top. I forgot to ask that question before. Listen, I'm trying to settle a debate between me and my cranky fucking bitch-ass neighbor.
The one I know?
So, yes. Well, you've met them all, but yes, the one you're thinking of.
My BFF.
Correct. So, not me. I don't know why I started that way. You know where I live, okay? I live in a community. The community has a name. There is a road in the front. Then behind our house is like some land for some things, and then a road there. I said, okay, they're putting in a brand new donut shop. There's a couple of new developments on that side of the street across.
Machi Donuts?
Not Machi. Oh God, he said it before too, and I forget the name. They're the best donuts I've had in Texas.
I had Machi Donuts for the first time, and they were the best thing I've ever had in my life.
Oh my God, Texas donut chain. What the hell are they called? Shipley's. It's Shipley's. They're putting in a Shipley's Donuts. So I said in a group chat, they're putting in a Shipley's across the street. But it's behind. But it's still across. The only real street, the only street is that street, and it's across it. It's the back of the neighborhood, not the front of the neighborhood. And he said that's not across the street.
Yeah,
of
across
course
the
the
street
fuck it is. No, that's across
the street. Is towards me.
Why? Just because that's the direction my house faces? Why?
That's the main street. That's across the street of the neighborhood.
No,
that's the front entrance of the neighborhood. Across the street is right there.
But why does that is a major street, and it's across that?
Literally front entrance, grand sign and everything is on the opposite side. That is the front.
If there was an entrance in the back, would you allow for me saying across the street?
You'd say it's back there.
Behind the house. All right, well, you know what? Fuck
you. You can laugh, but you were fucking wrong. So you can try to laugh it off, and you can try to act not embarrassed, but this didn't go the way you thought it was going to go. And honestly...
The worst part is, in this fucking dumbass debate, I am closer to the back street than the front street. That's the closer street.
Cool, man.
What a joke. Next up, at UFC London, we have Jordan Vucenic taking on Chris Duncan. Jordan Vucenic, 4-1 in his last 5, 13-3 in his entire career. He is coming off that short notice loss in his UFC debut to Guram. He's taking on Christopher Duncan. 12-2 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He's coming off that come-from-behind win over Balaji Oki. Jordan Vucenic is an accomplished fighter. He has no actual background in combat sports. His story is he went into a gym. They started teaching him all the things. He started MMA as an entirely blank slate, and he has put it all together really well. He's got plenty of cardio. He's not afraid to go to war. He'll plant his feet. He'll fire strikes. He'll work. He'll look for some takedowns. He's very well-rounded. He's tough, and he is a finisher. He's coming off that short-notice UFC debut loss against Guram, where he did drop Guram early. He was not afraid to engage. He slowed down as the fight went on, but don't forget that was short notice, and I am going to say up in weight, but here he is again at lightweight, so maybe it's not up in weight. He might just be here for good. He's taking on Christopher Duncan. Christopher Duncan's a heavy-handed, tough-as-nails striker. He's never out of a fight. We have seen him on more than one occasion just get the absolute shit kicked out of him, almost finished, survive, come back, and then win the fight. He keeps his hands low, which is why he gets hit so much, but he does have some power. He is willing to absolutely bang. He can grapple as well with 10 takedowns in his 5 UFC fights. He can struggle with some control. He is coming off that submission win over Balaji Oki, where he was getting backed up. He was getting touched up. He was losing that fight, and then he snatched a guillotine. And this is a fight that I did go back and forth on. I think Jordan is probably the better fighter here, right? At least what we saw in his last fight. He is big, he's tough, he's strong, he lands clean, he's powerful, he's willing to engage. But we've also seen Chris Duncan take a beating and just continue to come forward. It didn't matter. He's able to survive. He's able to make things happen. I'm going to pick Jordan here. But the thing that screws me up is Jordan hasn't won yet in the UFC. He's winless. He looked great in that loss, but this wouldn't be the first time that we saw somebody lose and then give them too much credit for a loss, where we've seen Chris Duncan win at this level. I'm going to pick Jordan. I'm going to buy into the hype because he looked good against somebody like Guram, who's supposed to be a good striker. So I'm going to leave it there. But 4-1 starts to mess with me a little bit. What do you think, Jakey boy?
I think the odds make sense to me. I look at this fight. I broke down this fight. If you guys are premium members, you know what I did on this fight. I would be very, very, very surprised if Chris Duncan wins this fight. I mean, he is just so slow defensively in the strike, and he's got okay power, but he really wants to kind of get with the grappling, and Jordan should be able to handle his own, if not be the better grappler. And his hands against Guram look fucking lightning. And just like we told Oki, all he got to do is just fucking throw a right hand down the pipe. You're going to hurt this guy. He's probably going to shoot on you, defend it, just keep hammer fisting him. You're probably going to get him out there. What Oki do was touching him with the right hand, and then was like, I think, you know what? Wrestling sounds fun. I think I might wrestle. So he shoots a takedowns, almost gets guillotined, gets back to the feet, and thought to himself, wow, I'm having success with the striking. And I tried to wrestle once and almost got guillotined. You know what? I bet he can't guillotine me again. Right? I bet I can get a takedown this time. And for no fucking reason, this guy shot another. The world literally gave him a second chance at life. You shot a dumbass fucking takedown, almost got guillotined, got out of it. The world's like, here's a gift. Don't do that again, buddy. And he's like, I think I'm going to fucking shoot another takedown. And then he got fucking guillotined. As long as Jordan's not being a fucking idiot in there, he should beat this guy because he's got the hand speed. He's got the wrestling. He's got the grappling. He went 4 days notice against Guram, dropped him. 2 issues with that fight. Number 1, short notice, so he was probably going to gas anyway. Number 2, his fucking corner told him he was up 2-0. His corner told him, you're up 2-0. So when he gets taken down in the 3rd round, he's cool with it. He's not trying to go crazy or whatever. He's just like, if I don't get finished, I'm going to win this fight. I don't know why they fucking told him that, but they told him he was up 2-0. He coasted in the 3rd. As long as he doesn't make that mistake, I'm all over fucking Jordan. I'll fucking eat my shoes if he loses this fight. I think he wins and wins early.
Eat my shoes. Is that a saying? Is that some Midwest shit?
I don't know.
Eat my shoes.
It felt good.
I mean, it sounded like something you would never want to do. So the point was made. I just didn't know if that was a saying or it really just came out. Make it a thing, man. That sounds solid. I will eat my shoes. $9,300 in DraftKings Fantasy for Jordan Vucenic. 69 for Chris Duncan. And these numbers, again, are tricky.
Doubt he's going to want to stand with Duncan, says Brian Fuckface. What?
Yeah, dude. Duncan gets fucking slapped around. Here's the stats. Duncan lands 4.7 strikes. He gets hit with 4. So he has a positive striking differential, but he is hit in the face literally twice as much as his opponent is.
The only thing that really worries me, honestly, is that ATT calf kick. Like if Jordan's just trying to take his time because he gassed a little bit in his last fight, and all of a sudden it's like, uh-oh, I can't fucking stand on my front foot.
Because Chris is just going to blast it over.
Yeah, or if it's like the first one that lands and hits his perennial nerve or whatever, and he's fucking, and then I'm just going to fucking literally just fucking
eat your shoe. Yeah. Well, $9,300.
Duncan, I've been doing well with underdogs. Nice, Lou.
Jordan Vucenic is the pick. If you want to unlock all the picks, all the bets, all the tools, it's only 10 doll hairs for an entire month. The biggest pay-per-view of the year. Last event for UFC 313, we said that was one of the biggest pay-per-views of the year. And you know what? On paper, that main event was. Did it deliver? No, that fight sucked. This, though, UFC 314, quite literally, is the biggest pay-per-view of the year. Certainly the most stacked main card that we've had so far. And if you want to unlock this card and every card between now and then, it's only $10 for an entire month. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. A couple of Super Chatterooskies. My bad. I've been drinking. I missed these. Park Stew. You know what? Fuck you. Not my bad.
You're still wearing
this is
your
for
St.
you,
Patty's.
Jacob.
By the way, it's not Patties with 2 T's. Patty is short for Patricia. It's not St. Patricia's Day. It's St. Patrick's Day. It's Paddy. D-D-Y. Thank you for the $4.99.
You are wearing your St. Patty's Day potato mask, and you can take it off now. Okay? Well, that's fucked up. That wasn't worth $5. $1.99 from Santiago Mendez. Stream 3, Jacob. Best jacket potato toppings. Are you familiar with the jacket potato phenomenon, Jacob? I'll walk you through if you're not. You hate potatoes?
I like breakfast potatoes. I like fucking hash browns and stuff, but like if it's like a baked potato, I don't like baked potatoes.
Let me walk you through the disgusting post-war bullshit the English people are still eating. A jacket potato is a baked potato. Different name, no problem. That comes
I've seen
with
the
cultural
TikToks of
differences.
the guy. They have a line, like 45-minute line
Spud
of this
Bros.
guy
Yeah.
that literally just splits it open. He'll throw like a pound of like beans and cheese on it with like a stick of butter and wrap it up in aluminum foil and hand it to the people. I watch those TikToks. I'm like, is this serious?
You know what else they put on that fucking disgusting bullshit? They'll go beans. First of all, they'll do cheese. All right, this is how it unfolds. They cut the potato open. Hot potato, fine. I like a baked potato, no problem. He'll put a ton of butter on there. We're good. Butter's fine. They'll do the garlic butter sauce. Hey, we're good there. We're still good. He'll put cheese on there. I'll take cheese.
I like cheese.
We're still good. Fucking the next topping is baked beans. Not Mexican beans. Yeah, but sweet baked beans on a fucking potato?
I don't know. I fucking.
Okay,
you know what
fine.
I wish around here?
You know where I'm going to
There's
lose you? I'm going to lose you next.
There's
Go
so
ahead,
many barbecue places around here. Nobody has good baked beans. And they have barbecue places around here that don't even have mac and cheese. How do you not have mac and cheese at a barbecue?
Yeah, that's crazy. We went to Salt Lick yesterday because we were at Kalahari.
But honestly, baked beans, there's two things that definitely is a family thing. And chat, agree with me or disagree with me? Angelo, you do the same thing. Meaning, like, you only like my mom's, like, whatever. Like,
yeah.
Deviled eggs is one. I only like my mom. I don't like how anybody else does deviled eggs. I could eat literally 24 of my mom's deviled eggs. If I go to a party and they have deviled eggs, usually doesn't hit the same. The second one is baked beans. My mom's baked beans, I don't know what she does with them.
Wait, how does a white American family, and this is a genuine question. I didn't grow up on, my parents are immigrants. I did not grow up on fucking baked beans. I love baked beans. Does she use bushes and then church it up? Or she starts with fucking raw ass beans and then makes them?
You just fucking open a can, throw it in, you throw some stuff, like you throw ketchup in there and some brown sugar or something. You throw, I don't know. She fucking, that's fucking good baked beans.
She churched up. Yeah, I got it. Okay, fair enough.
I mean, we didn't grow up with money, so I just got canned foods.
Didn't you have a lake house, Jacob? I thought you had a lake house. Yeah, I thought so. Listen, so let's back up 2 seconds. So these people,
full of stories.
These people, America. So listen
to him. You see his fucking neck? You see his neck tattoo, sweetheart?
Nobody sees them. We do not see them. Yes, zoom in, pinch and zoom. You might see one. Listen, I don't know if they're still eating war rations or what, but they will take a baked potato. They'll cut it open. They'll put butter. Good to go. They'll put cheese. Good to go. They'll put the beans. At that point, I'm probably out, but I could kind of understand, like, you know what, I'll eat French fries with some shit on it. Do you know what the other topping is, Jacob, that is fucking wretched?
Didn't you already tell me?
Cold tuna fish. Scooped tuna like a fucking Subway sandwich shop on top of a hop-ass baked potato with cheese and beans. It makes no sense. It's disgusting. And if Leon Edwards loses tonight or Saturday night, then stop eating that shit. Stop. Just
guys,
stop.
It was a lake house in Indiana. My first I had a 3-bedroom condo. My first condo I bought was a 3-bedroom, 2-car garage, 3,000 square foot condo for literally $101,000. Just in the suburbs, right outside the city. It's Indiana. Relax.
Sounds rich.
Literally $100,000 for a 3-bedroom condo.
Next up, at UFC London, we have Molly McCann, Meatball Molly, taking on Alexia Thainara. This is a brand new matchup. Molly had a different opponent.
Thainara.
I'm not doing that. And her original opponent dropped, so now we have Alexia Thainara stepping up on short notice. And the line movement here is wild. Before I do the intro, look at the screen. Minus 426 for Molly McCann when this fight opened. She is now a plus 155 underdog. That all happened in like 20 hours.
How was it minus 426
crazy.
And then a plus 105? That makes no sense.
You know what? That side was... I didn't update that side. My bad. That's a typo. That is what it is. But Molly opened as a massive, tremendous favorite. She is now a square underdog here. Molly McCann, 14-7 in her career. She is only 2-3 in her last 5. Taking on short notice UFC debut, Alexia Thainara, 11-1 in her career. She is 5-0 in her last 5. Molly McCann, as we all know by now, fun, aggressive striker. She's going to move forward. She's going to bomb away. There are some takedowns in there. She'll mix them in every now and then. She has a handful of spinning back elbow knockouts, 2 to be exact. She's got some decent takedowns. They did give her BJJ brown belt, which you could argue if she should or should not be one. She's mostly a decision fighter. She does have some technical striking, but she's just a dog. She's going to come forward. She'll fight her ass off. If she gets out skilled, if she gets out techniqued, that might happen, but she's not going to get out fucking toughed. She's taking out Alexia Thainara. Alexia Thainara is a forward pressure striker. She literally marches forward, her chin square up in the sky. You never see her take a step back. She's going to move forward. She'll alternate between just like nonstop forward pressure and then light on her toes movements. Ultimately, she's throwing big. She's trying to get you out of there. If she cannot get you out, she'll move to trip. She'll move to drag, try to get you to the ground. If she ends up on top, she will work, but she doesn't seem very comfortable on the ground. She just wants to bomb away in the feet. She's tough. She's busy, and she has a phenomenal record. And I think the record, my breakdown's not biased. Jacob's is, and I will explain why if he doesn't. Molly McCann, not very good, right? She's not very technical. She's not very good. What she is, though, is tough as fucking shit. And she puts in the time. She puts in the work. She is going to be in phenomenal shape. She's going to move forward. She's not going to be afraid of a fist fight. When I first saw this new matchup, I saw Alexia's record. I said, 11-1. She's got to be the pick. Molly McCann's not very good. And then I did the tape study, and I was like, oh, no, this chick sucks. And it's short notice, and Molly McCann is tough as balls. Molly McCann is the pick, and I think this is just toughness. I think Molly McCann wins this just on pure guts, determination, forward pressure, and toughness, and I bet on her at plus 150. Jacob, tell us why you're biased, and then give us your pick.
Alexia is a member of Team He-Boss, so there is a little bit of bias in the breakdown, in the pick. I am going to go with Alexia here, but you watch her Contender Series fight. That was against a multiple, like 7, 8, 9, 10 national wrestling champion in Brazil. And Alexia was taking her down with fucking ease. Just nice, explosive inside trip, outside trip, taking her down. Couldn't control her very well because she did have the wrestling accolades, so she knew how to get back to her feet in those situations. But even when she got back to the feet, Alexia is one of those Team He-Boss fighters. You want to talk about like the shooter box and how they're known for aggression? I mean, Team He-Boss, they just are known for aggressive. So on the feet, she is going to be in Molly's face, but it is going to be the wrestling. It is going to be the grappling where she is going to absolutely destroy Molly. She's going to get her hands on her. She's going to throw her to the ground. The only thing that is a little bit worrisome is when you have these short notice opponents across the world, flying across the world, making the cut, all this type of stuff with a wrestling game plan. If she's getting the takedowns early, Molly's making her work, things could start to change in the second, in the third rounds. But honestly, I think if she gets Molly to the ground, she mauls her. Molly makes a mistake again. We've seen her get submitted, and Alexia is a finisher when she gets girls down there. So she's going to get the takedown early. It's just whether Molly can survive. If she can survive, it could get interesting, but I think she gets fucking mauled, and I think she gets finished, and I think Alexia comes out of here with a big win, could find a finish, and like somebody said in the chat, we could see Molly retiring in front of her home fans once and for all.
No, get out of here. That'd be crazy. The worst thing that did ever happen to Molly McCann's career is she fucking held that UFC belt and like walked around the cage taking pictures.
Don't
with
touch
it.
it.
That was fucking. When I was at
the UFC VIP experience in Tampa, Youssef was in there, and I was taking a picture of Youssef, and I had the belt, and I was literally like, "Don't fucking touch this thing. Don't fucking." He's like, "I know." He's like, "I know." I literally was like, "Don't fucking touch it, Youssef. I don't want you fucking touching this thing. Never touch a belt until you win it."
That literally, if you guys are like new here and don't really realize that literally is what happened to Molly McCann. Molly McCann was on a nice little streak, built a name for herself, hugely popular. She's fun, she's exciting, says funny stuff. Best friends with Patty, great duo. Barstool Sports invested money into the two of them. It was all great. And then Molly won at home, felt herself a little bit, was holding the. Why was the belt even there?
Somebody had it. It was a replica from the crowd. Some kid had it in the crowd, so she just ripped it out of his hand. Poor kid. I think it was again. I think he died. I think he was a cancer kid that died the next day. Never got his belt back.
She was running around holding this belt, and she got all like the juju, all the bad energy from touching the belt and not being a champion.
Ilya did grab the belt before he won it, but that's fucking nothing was stopping Ilya. there was nothing that can stop Ilya from winning that belt and to beat Islam too, because he's gonna fucking smoke Islam if they fight.
Oof.
He's gonna fucking smoke his ass.
I do a little bit of a show called Bad Takes, and that was a bad fucking take.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking smoke his ass. You
Dude,
want to watch that hand speed with that power? Holy shit. The size is going to be his downfall. He's not going to fucking touch Ilya. He's not going to fucking get near him. He's going to get fucking smoked.
I hope they make that fight for International Fight Week, and I hope you and I go. That's what I hope. And that seems to be the rumor. Although the rumor is also that Islam turned it down. So, who knows? Jakey Boy and I are split on this fight. I'm on Molly. I threw a little money on her. I think $7,300. I think she'll fight for your money. To Jacob's
going to be in her corner, too.
Jacob's point, Alexia is tough.
Alexia,
no. What's funny?
I mentioned, I was talking to Taco today, and I made that video for him. And I was like, you know what, Taco? I was like, you know what you can do for me, and we'll be even. I was like, if you see Amanda fight week walking around, because she is there with Alexia, you tell her I said hello. And he said, you know what? Sorry, I just saw her about 40 minutes ago.
Sorry,
Damn it. Damn it. Damn it, Taco. Fuck.
All right, well, if you do want to unlock all the picks, the bets, the tools, and everything else that we offer, it is by far the most robust offering on this planet. And it's all available inside of an app or on the website, mobile or desktop. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Next up, at UFC London, we have the featured fight of the evening. We have Texas's own Kevin Holland taking on Gunnar Nelson. Kevin Holland, 26-13 in his career. He's only 1-4 in his last 5. He is coming off back-to-back. Dude, this fat old dog banging on my door. Coming off back-to-back losses. He's taking on Gunnar Nelson, 19-5 in his career.
Gunnar.
No, not doing that.
It is Gunnar.
I'm not doing it. I don't give a shit. What's he going to do? Fight me 5 years from now? 3-2 in his last 5, coming off a 2-year break, because that's what this guy does. But we'll start on the Kevin Holland side. We all know who Kevin Holland is, and a lot of people feel very strongly about Kevin Holland in any direction. He's an accurate, powerful striker who has struggled with takedown defense in the past. Other than the wrestling defense, Kevin's got some good hands. Clean striking, accurate striking. He's got good jiu-jitsu on the ground. He just can't control if the fight stays standing or goes to the ground. He's coming off that almost instant loss to Renier de Reder at 185 pounds, where it was clear that Kevin has not been working his takedown defense. He's taking on Gunnar Nelson. Gunnar Nelson is a grappler. He's got that long karate style. He bounces from side to side. He'll use kicks to try to manage some range, and then he will blitz forward. He'll lower his level. He'll shoot a takedown. Once it hits the ground, he does have good ground and pound. He does have good BJJ. His issue, though, is that he can be taken down. His issue, though, is that he can be hit. And his issue, though, is that he doesn't fight. This dude fights once every 2 to 3 years at home. And I know this isn't his actual home. He's not English, but as close as it's going to get where the UFC is going to bring a major card. And that's all he does. And he gets favorable matchups from the UFC, like his last fight when he fought Brian Barberena. He wins, and then he'll come back 3 years from now, and people are going to be like, oh, Gunnar Nelson's so good. And I understand it might be crazy to pick Kevin Holland in 2025. I get it. I saw his last fight. I saw my best friend sit here and proclaim that Kevin Holland was going to win that fight, and he was the lock of the week. I saw that, and I saw the hate that came after that. But the reality is Kevin Holland is a good fighter. And I'm not saying Gunnar Nelson's not a good fighter, but you can't fight once every 3 years, get an easy matchup, and then come out here and expect to win. I think Kevin Holland's going to win this fight. Here's the thing. I get it. Kevin Holland doesn't care. Blah, 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 blah. I get it. I've heard all the bullshit. I think Kevin Holland is going to win because, A, it is at 170 pounds. And even if he doesn't give a shit, he's got to at least be going to the gym to work his way down to 170. B, I don't think Gunnar Nelson is active enough. C, I don't think Gunnar Nelson's wrestling is good enough to get that close. I do think Kevin Holland will tag him up on the way in. That long, dumbass karate style, there's only 3 people that have ever done it well. Lyoto Machida, Stephen Wonderboy Thompson, and Michael Venom Page. Those are the only 3 people that have ever had any real success at a high level with that karate style. And I think if Gunnar Nelson's going to stand that long, if he needs to get this fight to the ground, which is what he's going to need to do, to lower his level, cover that distance to shoot a takedown, too much distance. I'm picking Kevin Holland. I bet on Kevin Holland. I'm riding with Kevin Holland. I got him at plus 150, 130, something like that. And the odds are shifting here. What do you think, Jakey boy?
You guys want to bet Kevin Holland? I wish you nothing but the best. I can't do it. I know that guy doesn't give a fuck. And he doesn't give a shit. I mean, he's shown that he doesn't give a shit. The guy's probably making $200,000, $250,000 to show up. His goal is just show up and do that as many times. If he wins, he wins. Good. But the goal for him, I guarantee, is just not take damage so he can. Nobody takes a fight faster after a loss than Kavanagh. No, and there's not a single person. After a fight, boom, sign me up, give me my $200K, let me not take a whole lot of damage and get the fuck out of there. Could he find a win against Gunnar? Of course he can, right? He's a long-rangey guy, but I think he's got overrated power. 2 knockdowns in his last 17 fights is absolutely overrated power. He's struggled against grapplers before. Gunnar, I think, just gives a shit more. I'm not going to bet on Gunnar, but he's going to be my pick because I'm done with Kevin, so good luck, guys.
Yeah, listen, I get it. I understand. I get it.
People just assume, he's just going to come through and knock him out. It's like, all right, well, okay.
Listen, I'm not clueless. Like, I understand the narrative with Kevin. He doesn't care. He doesn't train. Who gives a shit? He made life-changing money when he stepped up to fight Chimaev. I understand all that.
The guy trains. He shows up. He's fun. He's never had in the last 2 or 3 years, I guarantee he's never had a hard fucking camp to buckle down to fight an opponent. I'm sure he trains hard, right? He shows up. He's always in shape. He's always a tough dude. He's a fun guy.
He's never tired.
Right? He's crazy talented and stuff like that, right? But it's just like fucking, he just shows up.
I get it. I don't disagree with anything you said. The one thing that I do think is going to be different here is he is very clearly fighting for his career. If he loses this fight, he's done. They're going to cut him. He's done because he's expensive and he's on a 3-fight losing streak. So I think he understands that. I think coming down to welterweight, he will have to train, literally. And I think he's going to show up a little different here. I don't think this is a typical, like, if I lose at 185, who
guys, go listen to my breakdown with RDI. I said the same thing. You think Kevin's losing to this guy? I mean, look at this guy. I mean, he's going to lose to this. There's no way Kevin's going to lose to this fucking guy. Guy can't strike for shit. He got shit takedown. And Kevin just walks in, throws a wild right hand, gets taken down. He's like, all right, I'll see you guys in a month.
Yeah. Listen, you and I are split here, and I totally get it. If you do want to play DraftKings fantasy here, I think Kevin Holland at $7,700 might almost a little bit be worth it. $7,700 is wildly affordable. There's not going to be any grappling on his side. So you're going to need a whole bunch of strikes, a decision win, maybe a finish there for that to be worth it. So if you're using the DraftKings optimizer, the fight simulator, I would adjust some of those numbers, maybe make it work a little bit in your favor. You can unlock every single thing that we do. If you're watching this video, you're watching for 2 reasons. One, you think, hey, this is fun. It's good, easy content. It's entertaining. I love it. Or 2, let me do some research before I go out into the world and play some bets and play some fantasy and do all those things. Either one of those scenarios, become a premium member. It A, supports us, and B, unlocks the greatest value in this space and gives you everything you could ever want or need. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member. At the top, it's $10 for an entire month. That month will get you to UFC 314. Couple of super chats. $2 from Jack Mehoff. He said, keep up the great content. Bacon soup. Why does it say bacon soup?
I don't know. Is that a British thing?
I thought it was like a sex thing based off his screen name. Maybe not. Thank you, Jack. And then also this guy, sometimes you just got to point out the dummies. This young man, FCDABBC66 says, yo, how do you have DraftKings in Texas, bruv? We don't. This is DraftKings Fantasy, not DraftKings Sportsbook. This is DraftKings Fantasy. Fantasy. Not Sportsbook. We do not have DraftKings Sportsbook here. Doesn't exist in Texas, so we don't have it. Next up, at UFC London, we have the co-main event of the evening. We have Jan Blachowicz taking on Carlos Ulberg. Jan Blachowicz, 29-10 in his career, 2-2-1 in his last 5, and he's looking for his first win in 3 years. Taking on Carlos Ulberg, 11-1 in his career, 5-0 in his last 5, and he has the longest active win streak in the UFC's light heavyweight division. We all know Jan Blachowicz by this point, former light heavyweight champion of the world. Rocky couple of fights since he won that belt, though, right? He lost it to Glover. Ultimately, though, he is a striker. He's got some good power, that Polish power. He's got some wrestling as well. We don't see the wrestling very often, but we did see it when he fought in his last fight against Alex Pereira and a couple of fights before that when he fought Prime Israel Adesanya. He's a well-rounded guy, world of experience. He is 12-7-1 in the UFC. He does have some pretty big wins, though. Jared Cannonier, Jacare Souza, Luke Rockhold, Israel Adesanya is coming back after 2 years away and that close loss to Alex Pereira. He's taking on Carlos Ulberg. Ulberg is a very good kickboxer. He transitioned to MMA a while ago. He's a big guy, incredible footwork, great range management. His striking differential is an impressive 7-4, meaning he is landing 7 strikes and only being hit 4 on the way back. He has an 83% takedown defense. His only MMA loss was a knockout loss to Kennedy Nzechukwu in a fight that he was absolutely dominating before he got clipped. He is coming off of that close, I'm pausing because it was very frustrating, win over Volkan Ozdemir, where he was way more hittable than you would have liked him to be. And I'll be honest, Carlos Ulberg is a guy that I'm almost positive is going to win. Like, I'm as sure as you're going to get. But I keep going back and forth. Is he in the safety parlay? Is he not? And a lot of it comes down to that Volkan Ozdemir fight. Like, Volkan got to him, and he shouldn't have. And I know Volkan's, like, good, right? He doesn't suck. But here's the ultimate breakdown. At the end of the day, Jan Blachowicz is 42 years old. Jan Blachowicz doesn't have a real win in like 5 years. His last win was 2 years ago, and it was a leg injury to Alexander Rakic. He didn't beat Rakic. It was 1-1 going into the 3rd round. Rakic blew his knee out. Oh, Jan wins the fight. We met Jan. Jacob and I met him in the VIP at UFC 303, and the guy couldn't have been nicer. But I do think age matters. I think speed matters. I think Carlos is the better, more technical striker who hits harder. He's faster. He's younger. My only concern is how insanely hittable Carlos was in his last fight. And the last thing to go when you're old as fuck is power. And Jan is old as fuck, but still has power. I am still going to pick Carlos Ulberg. I'm very confident in that pick. I think these odds are actually quite good. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Yeah, the argument that I'm already tired of fucking hearing over and over and over. Oh, he's 42 years old. Oh, yeah, 42 years old. The dude beat the current champ at 39, beat the former champ, Alex, at fucking 40 years old. He's 40. Now it's all of a sudden like, oh, he's 42 years old. The end of his career, he looked better against Ankh than Alex did. He looked better against Alex than Ankh did probably in that fight as well. He's a high IQ guy. He's the only person that walked into the Alex fight and was like, fuck this shit. I'm fucking wrestling the guy. I don't give a fuck. He shot a takedown in the opening 10 seconds. He's the only, everyone else like, oh, he's like, I don't give a fuck about that. I wouldn't be surprised if he does the same thing here. We already know Carlos Ulberg is going to back up against the fence, wait for you to blitz in with that left hand. If you look at the level of competition he's been facing, he's had some close fights with anybody with a fucking pulse. Even the Water Buffalo took this guy to a fucking decision. I know he's been improving since those fights, but this is not Jan Blachowicz that he's been fighting. He is going to back up. We know he's going to back up. He's going to be sitting on that left-hand counter. We know he's going to be sitting on that left-hand counter. We know Jan knows exactly what he's going to do. This isn't fucking Alonzo Menafield who's just going to close his eyes and run across the octagon trying to get a finish. He's going to take his time. He's going to back Ulberg up. He's going to throw those calf kicks, right? Because when you're against the fence, it's a little bit harder. He knows the left hand's coming. He's going to feint. He's going to draw it in. He's going to level change. And if he gets this guy to the ground, he is just going to wear him the fuck out. Because I know Carlos has improved his cardio and he don't have cardio issues anymore. You're about to find out when big old Jan's laying on you for 6, 7, 8 minutes in the first couple rounds how your cardio fucking is. I almost picked, if Taco wasn't an underdog, Jan was going to be my fucking lock of the week. Carlos Ulberg's a fucking fraud. He's always been a fucking fraud. He's going to get exposed in this fight. Jan's going to fucking dog walk him bell to bell.
First of all, you said big ol' Jan. Every win that I mentioned that he has, that is any name notoriety whatsoever, is a 185-pounder. He's not big. I was bigger than him. He literally
beat Ankh and Alex, the two biggest light heavyweights we've ever seen.
Did not beat them.
He beat them both. He arguably beat them both. Alex was my lock of the week versus Jan, and I was like, ooh, uh-oh.
Listen, I do agree that there should be more respect for Jan and his career and what he's done. But at the same time, he doesn't have a single win over an active ranked light heavyweight. Not one.
The guy took down Alex, had his back, choking him out in a minute 30.
That was 3 years ago, and we've seen Alex Pereira.
Oh, my God. That was when Jan was 26 years old. Now he's 42.
I'm not going to talk about his age, you dumb dick. I'm talking about Alex's evolution as a takedown defense. We just saw all the takedowns he defended. Listen, you and I are split as fuck. Hey, listen, you owe me $250. Why don't we double or nothing here? You won't do it.
Yeah,
you'll do it?
Yeah, I'll fucking do it. I don't give a fuck.
All right, double or nothing. I have Ulberg. You have Jan Blachowicz.
Okay. We're gonna give you even money odds again on a fucking plus. I gave you 2-1 odds on a plus 500 dog last time. Now you want even money on a minus 300 favorite.
You set the odds.
Go ahead. I don't give a fuck.
You set the odds.
You're the pussy, not me.
Sure. Okay. All right. Well, I have Ulberg. Jacob has Jan Blachowicz. I get it. Ulberg being as hittable as he was in the last fight's a little concerning, but I still think he's going to get it done here. Dude, at a certain point, age does matter. You can't fucking deny that. You can't pretend it doesn't matter.
Of this guy? Whew.
No, I haven't actually.
Whew.
Of Jan?
Yeah.
We saw him at UFC 303.
He says he's coming for the belt back, and I'm fucking believing. I was a Jan hater. I mean, I picked against him for my lock of the week, and I said the legendary Polish power thing is bullshit. He's not really that powerful, but.
No, I agree with that. What I will say is the dude couldn't have been nicer. We met him at UFC 303. That dude could not have been nicer. He was cool as fuck.
I literally said to him, I said, God damn, Jan, kneel down. You're too damn tall for this picture and make me look bad. He goes, well, I'm sorry. He literally just didn't think twice. He just goes, I'm sorry, and ducked down for the picture. So funny. Yeah.
No, he couldn't. He was literally just having a beer, hanging out with the boys. Couldn't have been cooler. Sweet dude. Even when he fought Glover, you could tell he was a cool dude. This is a brain versus just heart kind of pick, right? I'd be rooting for Jan. I want Jan to do well. I want him to get his accolades. I want him to be a guy that people remember for years to come. I just don't quite know if that's going to happen. Ulberg is the pick on my side. Jakey boy went the other direction, obviously. Wild swings in DraftKings fantasy pricing. If you do want to see what the DraftKings optimizer has to say or what the artificial intelligence picks, the artificial intelligence picked multiple massive underdogs last week that were correct. You know, the artificial intelligence picked.
Good looking dude, huh? Look at this guy.
He is a good looking dude. Yeah, that's a great looking dude. He looks better at 42 than I do. I'll fucking tell you that. I'm not 42, but shit. The artificial intelligence picked, who was the biggest underdog to win last week? What the fuck was his name? Carlos Vera. It picked Carlos Vera. Check out the artificial intelligence. WeWantPicks.com. Click become a member at the top. And finally.
There's something about the way you say that makes me want to just jump off a building.
Off the top of the building? Next up, at UFC London, we have the main event of the evening. We have Leon Edwards taking on Sean Brady. Leon Edwards, 22-4 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is coming off that title loss to Bilal Muhammad, taking on Sean Brady. Sean Brady, 17-1 in his career, 4-1 in his last 5. He is riding a 2-dose fight win streak. At this point in time, we know who Leon Edwards is. Leon Edwards, talent-wise, one of the most talented guys in this division. Well-rounded fighter, a very good striker. Primarily, that is his skill set. Good body work, nice boxing, good defensive wrestling, offensive wrestling occasionally as well. He averages a little more than 1 takedown per fight. He's taking on Sean Brady. Sean Brady, high-level grappler. He's got a decent amount of, striking. I'm not going to say he has great striking, but he's got decent striking. He's going to plot forward. He'll throw bombs. He'll work in a spinning back fist randomly, but he's going to stick to some stuff. He's going to shoot some takedowns. He's going to grind forward. Ultimately, if we zoom all the way out, we have striker versus grappler. Leon Edwards, striker. Sean Brady, grappler. Obviously, it's 2025, and everybody can do everything. The number one question here you might think is, can Sean Brady get the takedowns? But I don't think that's the number one question, right? That's the easy question. Can Sean get takedowns? If so, then he'll win. I don't think that's the question. I think the question is, will Leon fight? Will Leon Edwards stand there and fight, or will Leon Edwards stand there and just look at you and do fucking nothing and let you walk forward and let you dictate the pace? That's the number one question, because a Leon who fights, who uses all of his skills, is the world champion. He quite literally is one of the most skilled guys in the division. His striking is phenomenal. The takedown defense can be great. The offensive takedown is great as well. He was out scrambling Bilal in some of those scrambles. The problem is, I don't know if you can trust Leon to do what Leon is supposed to do. He did just beat, 2 fights ago, he did just beat Colby Covington. And you're going to say, well, Colby Covington didn't do shit in that fight either. Then he lost to Bilal because Bilal was not afraid to move forward. And unfortunately, I do think that's the situation here. I think Sean Brady's going to win because Sean Brady's not afraid to move forward. What I will say is I'm going to pick Sean Brady, but I did bet on Leon Edwards. I bet on the plus 5.5. It's a point spread. It's a complicated point spread, but as long as Leon wins a couple of rounds in this fight, which I think he can win, I will get paid. I do think that happens. He's too good to get shut out 5-0 or finish. What do you think, Jakey boy?
Oh boy, this one is an interesting fight for me because I have been definitely a hater of both sides, but the Leon side, listen, nobody has made me more money in my life than Leon Edwards. I was very high on Leon Edwards in the first matchup against Usman. I doubled down and made him my lock of the week again in the rematch when he was a plus 200. I put $1,000 on Leon. I know Leon from top to bottom. I had Bilal as my lock of the week versus Leon. I flipped on Leon. I had fucking Colby Covington as my lock of the week versus Leon because I know Leon better than anybody. And he is never going to change. He is never going to win the minutes of a round. He has to have big moments to win fights. And that was the head kick knockout. That was, Colby not really doing anything with forward pressure because anytime you pressure this guy, you're going to be able to back him up. And unless he has a weird scramble, which he caught a couple times against Bilal, he'll just fucking not do anything against the fence. Shell up, try to counter, circle back out towards the left side. We'll see if maybe the southpaw gives Sean Brady some issues, but Sean Brady is a guy that I've also been shitting on his entire career. I had Gilbert Burns versus him, and I said if he comes in and smokes Gilbert, I'll be very impressed. I also said that I would buy 10 of these shirts. It cost me $400. I got a whole fucking stack. Where are they? Sitting right over there somewhere. So I do have 10 of those t-shirts. He impressed me in that matchup because he showed he can go 5 rounds. He showed that he can have that forward pressure. His striking has improved. And if he just brings in and copy and paste Bilal's game plan, which it seemed like, honestly, that the game plan against Gilbert, take that against Leon, and you're going to fucking smoke this guy because Sean Brady is a guy that not only can get the takedowns, but he is a actual fucking grappler. So you watch Leon against Usman, he's getting taken down, but there's no real threat with Usman. Usman just kind of wants to wrestle you, and you get back up, and he'll chain wrestle you back to the ground. There's no real submission threat. Bilal's the same way, right? He'll take you down, he'll try to control you, but there's no real threat down there, so you can kind of do some things you can't normally do versus other people. Sean Brady, if you get on the ground and you fuck around, he will fucking submit you. So I've said for years that Leon Edwards is by far the most talented 170er on the fucking planet. I don't think it's fucking close. When you look at the striking, the offensive wrestling, the offensive grappling, the defensive wrestling, I think he is the most talented 170 fighter on the fucking planet. But mentally, he doesn't win minutes. He can't pull shit out. Last fight, he's telling his corner to shut the fuck up. He's blaming the time difference, even though he said he had a fucking sleep coach. Now this week, he's on fucking Ariel talking about, I beat Bilal 10 out of 10 times, at least 9 out of 10 times. We fought. No, you fucking don't, because he's going to walk forward. You're going to back up. He's going to take you down. Even if he doesn't take you down, the forward pressure enough is going to be able to win the fight. That's all Sean Brady has to do. Leon is not a dangerous guy, right? He's gonna back up with the pressure. He's gonna try to throw that head kick that he got a knockout with probably 5 times around. Just hope that it fucking lands. Sean Brady has shown and proven now he can go 5 rounds. He's got striking that's good enough to set up the wrestling. And as you said, even if he doesn't get the wrestling, he can probably do enough with the pressure to win this fight. I think he fucking could dog walk Leon in his hometown and leave Leon a little bit lost on who he fucking is. I loved Leon, man. He's so fucking good, but mentally it just seems like he's just not a fucking killer, man. He's just not a fucking killer. And you're not going to flip that switch. You're not. That was a fluke of a fucking head kick. I defended that for a long time because that was my lock of the week. That was a fucking fluke more than anything. You can't flip that switch, man. Sean Brady's going to fucking dog walk him.
I did a video on this channel a couple, days ago saying, what is a casual? Describing what a casual fan is. And we debated what's a casual, what does that mean? And I'll tell you right now, there's going to be a whole bunch of comments from casuals saying Belal Muhammad outstruck Sean Brady, so will Leon Edwards. The reality is, Belal Muhammad outstruck both these dudes. He outstruck both of them.
Belal got in his guys, Belal got in that dude's face. He was just he did exactly what he did to Leon too. He got in Sean Brady's face and he basically just fucking blitzed him and fucking just volume. And Sean Brady landed some good shots in those exchanges, but eventually it's like, holy shit, like get the fuck off of me. Leon has never fucking done that ever. Never, not once. So you're going to see Leon chasing somebody down and pumping jabs and head kicks. Leon's going to sit in the southpaw stance. He's going to wait. He's going to back up to the fence. He's going to fucking circle out, slow motion. It's not the same fucking fight.
Completely agree. And I will say, since Sean Brady lost to Belal Muhammad, he made the adjustments. It was almost like embarrassing for him, as dumb as that sounds, where he's like, I can't believe that's how that went. And he went back to his roots as a grappler. I think the grappling will be the difference here. With all of that being said, I told you what my bet is on this fight. I think that Belal Muhammad can keep this fight somewhat, or not Belal Muhammad. I think Leon Edwards can keep this fight somewhat close. I think he can win a round or two because of how skilled he is. He won a round against Belal. He would sneak that shit out, randomly win a scramble, end up on top going crazy. And I think Leon could do the same.
He's not going to win. He's not winning scrambles versus Sean Brady. He just is not. It's not going to happen.
Well, it
is not going to happen.
Well, let's hope he wins at least 2 rounds. If you do want to check out all of the picks and bets, go to WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. When I tell you it's $10 a month for the greatest offering in this space, and that it's the greatest value in this space, that's not a fucking lie. It could not be a better deal for a better product. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member. If you hate it, just don't renew next month. Very simple. WeWantPicks.com, click Become a Member at the top. Guys, that is the breakdown. Everything that we offer is available inside of an app. Go to or search We Want Picks in the App Store. Download the app. Turn notifications on, because as we place bets, as we update things, as new content gets dropped, you will get push notifications. Especially when it comes to bets, you don't want to miss those lines. Inside of the app, you'll have access to everything we do, including the new optimizer, the fight simulator, the data analyzer, the line movement tracker, the prop hunter, and everybody else, not just me and Jakey Boy. You got Betsame, you got Artem. I opened this up by saying Artem picked a perfect, was it Cage Warriors? Whatever the fuck. He picked a perfect non-UFC card just last week. Premium membership is by far the best offering on the planet between the artificial intelligence and the actual human beings.
That money spends the same as money you win on Cage Warriors spends the same as money you win on UFC.
There you go. WeWantPicks.com. Click Become a Member at the top. Jakey Boy, this is one of the longest videos we've ever filmed. Any last words for the people?
No, we appreciate all the support. If you haven't liked the stream, we appreciate you liking the stream. The Lock of the Week's already out, so go support that video as well. It feels like it's going to be a good week. I think I mentioned in the beginning of the stream, 2 years ago on this week was 280, was it 286 maybe?
I think 286 is what you texted.
Leon Usman, the rematch where I had won $2,000 on Leon. So
it was 286, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll see. Feels like it's going to be a good week this week.
I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully you guys are as well. Thank you for the watch. We appreciate literally every last one of you. Like, subscribe, do all the things, and we'll see you here every single week for every single fight.